is Coach Misty. I am here. I am a mindset and manifestation coach, and I am here to talk about the effect of the absentee father on our decisions, on our choices, on our life. All right. I've wrote many books, right? I'm an author. I've written many books, but the latest book that I'm most proud of, or the book that's really has some shine, is called Daddy's Little Girls: The Effect of the Absentee Father in our relationships. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to give you all for the next couple days, even throughout this weekend. I'm going to talk to you all about the coaching program. We're going to go ahead and share stories. Right. Sometimes storytelling can be healing as well. You can come on here and get free coaching, share your experience, ask questions, all of that good stuff. I have been a life coach since 2009, and then I actually transitioned into being a transformation coach in 2012. So I've been doing this thing. I have coached. I have coached over 1,000 men and women. All right. And I am here to help you any way I can. So if you are watching this, first of all, good afternoon, everybody. If you are watching this and your father was absent, whether he was emotionally absent, spiritually absent, mentally absent, or physically absent, put me. This is a safe space, everybody. Come on in. My stepfather raised me. I'm thankful for him. A lot of you all might have been in the same situation where you had a stepfather, somebody raised you. I am thankful for my stepfather, but at the same time, I am still, and yeah, look, this is for the men too. This is not just for women. I'm thankful for my stepfather, but at the same time, I still felt the sting of not having my birth father around. And throughout my adult years, I have put it like this, I have tried to force myself to have a relationship with my birth father until I really just sat back and thought about who he was, other than being a dad, who he was as a person, and looked at his pedigree, right? And just kind of came to some of the uh, got an understanding about what happens. So let me say this to say that um, I am a sociology. Well, I have a degree in sociology. I don't even say I'm a sociologist because my master's is not in sociology, but I have a degree in sociology where I do study how people's environment affect the way they move. Not so much the psychology of it, but how people's environment affects how they move. Right. Things of that nature. So we were talking about reparenting ourselves, and we were talking about how sometimes I shared my story about how my dad wasn't the best father for me, but then he actually had two other kids with someone else and was an amazing dad. Thank you, was an amazing dad for them. And the effects of it, not that he hated me, not because they were boys and I was a girl. It's just that he married someone who had a father. He married someone whose family brought him in, and even though he was an adult, he had someone father him, so he learned how to be a father um, after I was born, and his sons benefited from that because they lived in the house with him, right? So we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. Again, my name is Coach Misty. I wrote a book called Daddy's Little Girls: the effects of the absence of the absentee father in our relationships. And I am here to heal. This is not a father bashing moment. That's what it's not. So let me tell you what this is not. This is not, oh, my daddy did this, that, and the other, and he ain't. No, we're not doing that, because that's not healing. That's still hurt, and that's reliving it. But if you want to talk about it, your story might help somebody else. And it's never too late to for someone to love on you. It's never too late for someone to mother on you. It's never too late to someone to have somebody help you reparent. Hold on one second, y'all. We had some people on my YouTube. So anyway, welcome in. Welcome in. If you were with me last time, say something. We're going to continue the conversation. I'm going to start with reading the book. Reading just a little part of the book. If that's okay with y'all, I'm going to start with that. Is that all right? I like to get a group consensus. Is that okay? Let me know that's okay. If not, we can go ahead and talk. If you would like to join my live and talk about your experience of growing up without a dad and how it's affected you and everything that you're doing, please feel free to do so if that's what you would like to do. Why is my lemonade thing up there? Hmm? You can definitely join a live, and we can have a conversation. You can share the live out, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead now. When the last live we did, I read the first section of Daddy's Little Girls. The first section was about the father gap, right? And how that gap, the father gap of who you wanted when you were little versus what you had, and how it transferred into your adult life, right? Right now I'm going to talk about patterns that are passed down. And listen, some of you all grew up with your father. Some of you all did, but maybe you had children with a man that's not there for your children. You know that's not there. Maybe your children's father isn't around, right? And I want us to understand that some of the things that we're doing is being passed down to our sons and daughters, and we are going to recreate the same scenario and how we can stop that. So this class is really, this coaching is really for anybody and everybody that has been affected, whether your father wasn't there or the father of your children isn't there. We're going to talk about it. Everybody always talk about, oh, generational curses, and all that good stuff. Then guess what? Let's go ahead and fix it. Amen. Hmm. All right. All right. So without further ado, let's get it. Let's go. You have any questions about how to get in the class, how to get the book, how to come to the Father's Day Healing Circle? Just let us know. I have moderators. Autumn is here. I have mods in the live that can help you out. All the information is in my link tree in my bio. So if you go and click my little bio, my pic, and you go to the links in my bio, it's the first one, the link tree. And as soon as you log into my link tree, you'll be able to see it. All right. All right. So let me say this. I want to talk about patterns passed down, if that's all right. And get pen and paper out, because I'm going to give you something. Listen, I'm going to give you news you can use. I want you to know that her pain becomes your preference. Your mother's pain becomes your preference. Huh? Let's talk about it. Your mother's pain becomes your preference. Your pain, how you feel about your father, how you feel about the father of your children, becomes your child's preference. Okay? So we are now talking about Daddy's Little Girls is the book that I wrote. You can go to iamcoachmisty.com and you can go ahead and sign up for the class or purchase the ebook. It's also on girlfu.com. Girlfu.com. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna put over here. Y'all really can go to girlfu.com. Let me go ahead and put that up. If you visit girlfu.com, all the information is going to be there. So girlfu.com is my self-empowerment coaching site. What up, Dipty Deacon? All right. That's some good ass oatmeal I made. So let's talk about it. I want you to know that you did not just inherit your mother's smile or your grandmother's hits. You inherited her stories, the silent ones, okay? You were passed down stories through behavior, not bedtime tales. Maybe your mother did not tell you about her father. Maybe you know nothing about your grandfather. Maybe your grandmother, maybe you didn't know, but it was passed down through behavior. And I'm gonna tell you about beliefs passed through action and not advice. And I'm gonna tell you how to, and if I and if the light bulb goes off, if you feel a certain type of way when I say this, say you got it. You know what? This thing is pissing me off. This hold on, I'm gonna make my picture smaller. This is pissing me off. I'm gonna move myself up here. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So when a father is absent, whether it's physically, emotionally, or spiritually, someone usually fills the gap. All right. So if you are the type of person, if your father was absent and someone filled the gap, go ahead and put in the comments who filled the gap. I'm gonna say this again. When a father is absent, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, someone usually fills in that gap. Most times it's the mother. All right. But I want you to know this, even the strongest mothers cannot teach us how to receive the love of a man. To all my single mothers who are out here, you cannot teach your daughters how to receive the love of a man. I don't care if you give them all the game you want to. I'm about to step on toes now. You can give them all the game you want to. Let me give you this game. Boop, boop, boop. You said your grandparents, aunts, and uncles. I'm about to lay this game on you. Don't let nobody do you like this. Don't let nobody do like that. You cannot teach your sons and daughters, you cannot teach your son how to be a man, and you cannot teach your daughter how to receive the love of a man, right? But what you can teach somebody is how to survive without one. What you've been showing your children is how to survive without a man. Ooh, shit. It's about to get real and it's 4 fucking 50. Take a bite. Keep it light. Hmm? Hmm? Take a bite. Keep it light. Huh? Why you think so many young girls not married? Why you think so many young girls not married? Because you didn't show them how to survive without a man. Huh? Keep it, take a bite. That's my new saying. Take a bite. Keep it light. Hmm? We are teaching our children, our grandchildren, our nieces how to survive without a man and trying to mask it as healing. Survival is not healing. Survival isn't healing. You hear me? Survival without a man is not healing, right? So what happens is we are showing our girls how to grow up with armor. They are not allowed to be little girls. They are not allowed. We are showing our girls how to be pseudo men. God damn it. It's too early for this. It's too early for this. We are showing our young girls how to be pseudo men because the mothers are trying to be everything but a mother. The mothers are trying to fit every role. So guess what you end up not being is a mother. You end up not being a mother because you are trying to be everything you can't. Right? So because of this, we learn how to protect, we learn how to perform, we learn how to provide and persevere, but not always how to receive. We don't know how to receive love. We don't know how to receive help. Listen, we don't know. Listen. We don't know. Micah, get at me. Send me a message or somebody help Micah. Micah, go on and send me a message. Listen, we don't know how to, let me say this again, y'all. We don't know how to receive help. We don't know how to rest. We don't know how to be loved, right? Because we have watched somebody do this. We have watched somebody do it alone. We feel like that is the norm. So over time, we don't even recognize the difference between love and labor. And that's how the pattern begins. And like I said, you may not think it's affecting you. I'm not telling you to go get a man and just, oh, I got a man, so I'm going to show. No. What I'm saying is this: heal yourself first. And then the person who's supposed to be for you, that person that you've been longing for, that person you don't think exists, will come. Your person is out there. Let me tell you this again. Your person is out there, but your energy is strong. Your person is out there, but their energy is too much, right? So let's talk about what happens when you repeat what you did not get. So patterns don't always look like abuse or chaos, right? Sometimes they look like comfort. Sometimes they look like a vibe, right? So the man who doesn't return your calls, I talked about this, chasing unavailable men because the man you wanted wasn't there. I'm Take a bite, Coach Misty, and keep it light. Hmm? Y'all, let's share this live out. What we doing? Huh? So the man who doesn't return your calls feels like the dad who didn't show up when he said he would. Same thing. The man who doesn't return your calls feel like the dad who said he didn't show up, who didn't show up when he said he would. The one who compliments you, right? But never commits feel like the man who told you you were beautiful but never stayed. It feels like the father who showed up for your third birthday, your fifth birthday, your eighth birthday, and told you I love you. It sounds like the dad who will call you and say, "Oh, daddy, love you," but never came to see you. It sounds like the one who showed up at your high school graduation with balloons and you ain't seen his ass in 4 years. It's that one, right? Huh? So what we do, we get into a pattern where we date men or women. You date someone that does the same thing because you've been conditioned to feel like that's love, right? Or what about the one who only wants you in private, right? The man who only wants you in private reminds you of how you kept your hurt hidden, right? The man who only wanted you in private, right? It's just like saying, hey, oh, my father never took me around his father's family. I've never been around my daddy's family. But when he would come spend the night with my mama, I would see him. Or why do my daddy got kids with all these other pictures with all his other kids, but no picture with me? And then you wonder why you're prone to date men who don't want to post you. Shit. I'm connecting the dots. Shit just got hot. Connecting the dots and shit just got hot. What? What? Huh? And then we think that we are broken, right? But you're just repeating what you survived. Because see, your heart doesn't crave love. It craves the familiar. I'm gonna take this picture down because I think it's fucking with my eyesight. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna take this picture down. If people want to know what I'm talking about, we just gonna tell them. Come on, welcome on in the room. Here we go. Ding ding chicken wing. Okay. I'm gonna say this again. Your heart doesn't crave love, it craves the familiar. Huh? Even when the familiar is toxic, because somewhere along the line you internalize the belief that this is what love feels like: painful, inconsistent, confusing, and earned. This is what love feels like. If you watched your mother go through it with your daddy, or who's supposed to be your daddy, come on now, coach, cute. If you watched your mother go through it with a man, but at the end of the day they stuck together, and you keep going through it with men, it's the same thing. You understand me? We are passing this shit down, right? Or you might be one of those women that be like, I would never go through what my mother went through. And in saying that, you're not with anybody. You cut yourself off from love because you really don't know what love look like, and you're scared that what this person is presenting is gonna turn into what your mother have. So you back up. And now you by yourself, and then you be on here. Ain't no good men out here. No, they are good men out here. You just need to be in a good space. There's good men out here. You just need to be in a good space. Okay. All right. So we don't date based on what we deserve. We date based on what we believe. And that's the problem. Right. And until those beliefs are confronted, we will keep inviting in what confirms our deepest fears, that we are not good enough. You'll keep inviting men until you're not good enough. You'll keep on inviting men in and say, I would marry you, but huh? I will be with you, but hmm? Hmm? Huh? I would stay with you, but and I don't mean live with you. I'm talking about staying there. I would stay with you, but you believe that love has to be fought for. You believe that there's a competition. You believe that you enter some type of race with this man's heart. And you don't always have to be fighting against another female. You don't always have to be, oh, that's my man, my man, my man. You are fighting against your intuition. You're fighting against your intuition. You're fighting against your discernment. Huh? When your mind and when your heart and your mind are not in sync with each other, when your heart and your mind are not in sync with each other, that's a fight. That's an eternal fight. That's the worst fight to have. I'd rather fight his baby mama than have my mind and my heart fighting each other, because then it becomes a distraction and I lose sight of what I'm supposed to be doing outside of him. Jesus. Hmm? Okay. Or we fall into the pattern that we're too much or not enough, right? Either we too much or we not enough, or that we have to be loved and never just be, right? That we have, listen, this is what I have to do to be loved, and you just can't be loved just because you are you, right? So you always trying, I got to do this to be loved, and I got this. No, you don't. Just be loved. That's it. So here's the deal. We're talking about the roles that we learned too early. Welcome in. My name is Coach Misty. I am a transformation coach and a mindset coach. I am here to talk to you all about healing from the absence of your fathers, right? And how we can make better choices in our relationships. There is a coaching camp that starts Thursday. I have 6 spots available. If you would like more information about that, let us know in the comments. We will tell you how to sign up. And there is an event open to everybody. It's an open donation event on Father's Day. You understand me? On Father's Day, called the Father's Day Healing Circle, for anybody, male, female, wherever, where we are going to go ahead and open up about some stuff that we got going on. We're gonna open up about some stuff that we got going on, and we're gonna heal. We're gonna start the healing portion. So Mookie, go ahead and send me a message. Mookie 36, you can go ahead and send me a message. Oh no, I didn't mean to invite you to the live. I'm sorry, friend. I was trying to follow you. I just followed you now. It might be some other pages that followed your ass. I got 134,000. Kitty Cat, you want to sign up? So if you want to sign up now, on you can go to Girl F you. What you want to sign up for, the Father's Day Healing Circle? Because if y'all want to sign up for the Father's Day Healing Circle, you just go to the link. You go to the link in my bio. Let me show y'all how to get to the link in my bio. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can actually, I'm gonna put my phone number up. Y'all can text me and I'll send y'all the link directly to y'all thing. On YouTube, I can post my phone number on here. Hold on. I'm gonna just post my phone number, okay? I'm gonna say text me for link on YouTube. Here, let me go ahead and put this up here. So the open donation one is not on Girl FU. It can be. I just haven't put it up there yet, the Eventbrite, but it is on my TikTok, on my link, on my all right, y'all. So text me for the link on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll send y'all the links for the coaching group if you want to join that, and for the Father's Day Healing Circle. Everybody should be in the Father's Day Healing Circle. So if you are watching me on TikTok, let me show y'all what this look like. All right, when y'all go to my profile, okay. Hold on one second. When y'all go to my profile, it looks like that. There's going to be right under my bio. It talks about the links. There's going to be the first link right here, my link tree. When you go to my link tree, boom, that's me. You're going to see the first one is the Father's Day Healing Circle. It's the open donation. And the next one is the Daddy's Little Girl Coaching Group. Go ahead and sign up for either or, sign up for both. When you sign up for the Father's Day, for the Daddy's Little Girl Coaching Group, you will I'm about to say, when you sign up for that, you will get the book. The book I'm reading from, you'll get the ebook for free because you're gonna need it for class. All right. But the Father's Day Healing Circle is open to anybody, 13, ages 13 and up. Open donation. Come on. So listen, I'm gonna say this to say that. Let's talk about the roles that we learned to earlier. And you can join my live and we can have open discussion. I like that. If your father wasn't there to show you what protection looked like, you might have become the protector. So if you are a protector, put protector in the comments. If you identify as a protector, whether it's a protector of your sisters or whatever, kitty cat text me and I'll see the information of your family, whatever, right? If your father wasn't there to show you what protection looked like, you might have become the protector, right? If your father never poured into you emotionally, you may have become the emotional supplier. You are the giver, you are the fixer, you are rescuing men who never asked how you were doing. Let me give y'all a quick correlation. I just realized it's about my grandmother. My grandmother was a mother of five. She had two boys and no, she had three boys and two girls. And it was always a thing. We always talked about how my grandmother favored her boys over her girls. And that was crazy. She treated her girls like boys and her boys like girls, right? Like where she did a whole lot of stuff for her sons and had her daughters very self-sufficient, right? And my mother, this is something that my mother despised. This is something that my mother was just like, oh my God, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Why would she send me to the store as a little girl to go get groceries for the whole family and my brothers were sitting up? If I look at my grandmother who is now deceased as Charlene and not my grandmother, I will go to realize that my grandmother grew up without father. My grandmother was the oldest girl and she grew up without a father back in Tennessee. My grandmother died when she was 90. She died in 2021. My grandmother died when she was 90 years old, either 90 or 91. She died. So I'm talking about way back. My grandmother was born in 1930. Her father was killed early on. She had two brothers. She had two brothers who were in the streets and they both were killed before the age of 14. So when she had her first son, she became overprotective because the men in her life were taken away from her at an early age. So that is why she treated her son. She was so overprotective of her sons and she allowed her girls to flourish because she did not have a father, right? She lost her father at an early age because her older brothers were taken from this earth at an early age before she was 14 years old. She learned how to be self-sufficient. So I wish my mother was watching this. I'm about to send this to my mama. So she taught her girls the only way that she knew how. And that's how she came to Cleveland by herself from Tennessee to Cleveland with two little sisters. Then her mama died by the time she was 14. So by the time she was 14, her father had died. Her mother had died. Hold on. Anyway, by the time she was 14, her mother had died, her father had died, her two older brothers had died, who left her to be the protector over her two sisters. And that is why she trained up her daughters in the way that she did, because she had lost the men in her life. Come on, somebody. Listen, because she lost the men in her life at an early age, she became this overprotector of her boys, which coddled them and made them out to be lowlives, nothings, because she was always there to save them because she couldn't save her brothers. I just solved the Scooby. Can I get a Scooby snack? Because I just solved the mystery. I'm gonna talk about mama trauma. Don't worry, I'm gonna write a book about that shit too. Hmm. Hmm. Huh? Some of the mama trauma y'all have is because your mamas didn't have a daddy. Some of the mama trauma y'all have is passed down. I'm talking about the things. This is patterns, right? This is even though this book is about dads, it's also explaining why your mamas are the way they are and why you the way you are. Trust and believe that, right? Let me get back to this. I just saw the Scooby Doo mystery snack. I need a mystery snack. Somebody can send me one. If your dad was inconsistent, you might chase people who breadcrumb you because nothing in you think love should be uncertain. Listen, something in you thinks that love should be uncertain. Okay. You said your mother was raised in the home with both parents, but very jealous. Your mother being jealous of you has nothing to do with her having her parents, but everything to do with the relationship with your father. When a mother is jealous of her child, she's normally jealous of the father. She see the child receive love from the father that she wish she had. And sometimes women can't differentiate between the love, you know what I'm saying, the way a man loves his daughter versus how he should love his girlfriend or his wife. And so when women are jealous of their have daughters, a lot of times it's because they have a good relationship with the man that they wanted. They mad because they can't have it. And they're too emotionally immature. They're too emotionally immature to understand that. If you are watching this and you would like to join my Father's Day Healing Circle, which is open donation, or if you would like to join my coaching group that starts on Thursday, let us know and we'll direct you on how to sign up. Hmm? Right? So I'm gonna say this. If your dad was inconsistent, you might chase people who breadcrumb you because something in you thinks that love should be uncertain. All right. Now, here's the deal. You said Kitty Cat said my ex was a low life. His mom enabled him. Your ex went a low life because at some point you liked him. Listen, women, if y'all want to heal, listen, if y'all want to heal to the place that you can find real love, and true love starts with you. Stop talking about these people was low lives because you lay down and listen, you lay down with these people. You lay down with these people. Stop talking to now. That's one thing. I don't let men talk about their baby mamas to me. I don't let people talk about their exes to me because at some point you love this motherfucker. So stop. No, your ex might be do low life shit now, but at some point he never changed. He was who he was. You just did some growing up. You got with him and had to grow up because you had to fill the spot that he was supposed to do. You got with him and then you had to grow up, right? And he didn't meet you, and now he's a no. Don't say that. Don't say that. We're not gonna do that. I need y'all to take accountability and responsibility for that shit. Don't do that. People be like, oh, my ex ain't shit. He was something. You was with him. Take accountability. No, your discernment wasn't shit. Oh, it's too early. It's the stripes. Your discernment wasn't shit. Huh? Come on, somebody. We're not gonna do that because as long as you listen, as long as you keep sitting here, clock that teeth. Listen, as long as you keep sitting here and putting all the blame on him and how he was raised, you take no accountability for your actions. You had 101 chances to leave and you didn't. Let's talk about that. Because we can't fix him. I can only fix you. He didn't sign up. All right, let's get it. If your dad was inconsistent, I'm gonna say this again, you might chase people who breadcrumb you because something in you thinks that love should be uncertain, right? And let's not forget the woman who grew up in homes with a man present. Listen, just because your friend's father was in her life, don't mean he was in her life, that he was in her heart. Just because your friend daddy was there, don't mean that he was there, right? Because listen, some women had a man in the home, but witnessed their mothers disrespected, witnessed their mothers being silent or depleted, right? So you just didn't see the absence of love. You saw that love cost too much. And somewhere you believe that that was the price. So understand, you're not copying your mom intentionally, right? But when you don't know any other blueprint, you follow the only map you were given, even if it leads to a cliff. Now, before I go any further, is there anybody that would like to do the Father's Day healing group? I'm gonna show y'all real quick how to do that. Hmm? A lot of us have seen too much. A lot of us have carried too much. A lot of weight was put on a lot of us when we were little kids. A lot of shit we should not been involved in. A lot of conversations your mama had with you because you was her only goddamn friend. Huh? A lot of times your mama talked about your daddy not because she had true hate in her heart. She had to let that shit go. And who was there to listen? Your little 7-year-old tale. You understand me? And you don't know what to think. A lot of us still walking the fine line, want to have a relationship with our daddy, but don't want to piss our mama off, and we in our 40s. They ain't got shit to do with me. Listen, if you are watching this, they ain't got shit to do with me. If you want to do the Father's Day healing, do you see my number on here, Kitty Cat? Lord, I hope they don't shut the live out. Y'all write this number down. I hope they, Lord, be offense. 9. Y'all ready? Don't put it in the comments. Write this number down. 972. Girl, I didn't think about the number. What the fuck is my number? Hold on. We got 972. Y'all can text me. I'll give you the number. 897 350 9. Now, you ain't get all that. That was a lot. Go click the link in my bio. I'm gonna show you where to do it. You screenshot it. All right, that's fine. Just text me when we get done with it. I'm gonna show y'all again. If y'all go to my little TikTok, right? When you go to my TikTok page, in my bio, it says it's 3 links, right? And when you do, you're gonna click the first link, and it's gonna bring you to my link tree. And you can, in the Father's Day circle, is open donation, and then the class is 77 for 4 weeks. And you get the book and you get workbooks, and we'll meet as a private group. So when you do text me, you said you had to deal with your mom being from another country and feeling if she took it up for herself, he would divorce and deport her. That's a lot of shit. I need y'all to start looking at y'all parents as people and not as parents. Let's talk about this. Y'all holler, I'm nothing like my mama. Bullshit. And you might have said that, right? You might have said, "Oh, I'm nothing like my mother," but man, and maybe your pride. Listen, maybe you pride yourself on being the opposite of what you saw because you're bold and you say what you mean and you stand on business and you don't take mess from nobody. But even rebellion is a response to pain. If you had to make yourself into what you didn't want your mother to be, you really don't know who the fuck you are. Oh God. You never had a chance to develop who the fuck you were because your whole persona is based on who you don't want, you don't want to be like your mama. See, striving to be like your mother every day is robbing you of a chance to figure out who the fuck you really want to be. Hmm? I ain't want to do it. It's too early for this. I ain't want to do it. It's too early for this. Do y'all understand that? Staying striving not to be like your mama is really robbing you of a chance to figure out who you really want to be in life because your whole persona is built on being the opposite of her. But here's the deal, your persona doesn't have to be your mother, who your mother is as a person or who she wasn't, doesn't have to make up who you are. It doesn't have to have anything to do with who the fuck you are. Nothing. She is her. You are you. That has nothing to do with nothing. My mother wears a lot of makeup. I don't wear makeup because, oh, I don't want to be like my mama and she wore a bunch of makeup. I don't wear makeup because I don't like makeup. My mama has nothing to do with it. I don't like high heels. My mother wore her high heels most of my life. I don't wear high heels because, oh, I just hate, not hate my mother. I don't want to be like her and I'm not going to wear heels and I'm going to be different. I put them on. I ain't like the way my shit feel. I don't like them. It has nothing to do with her. Okay? Nothing. Right? So I want you to know that sometimes we swing the pendulum too far in the other direction and we harden. We shut down and we overcorrect. Sometimes you're trying so hard not to be like her, you shut down. In trying to overcorrect yourself, you lose who you are as a person. So instead of letting love in, you interrogate it. Instead of being vulnerable, you stay guarded. Instead of resting in our femininity, we take on every role and then resent everyone for not helping us, huh? You say, "Oh, I don't need his daddy. I do it on my own," and then turn around and say his daddy ain't shit. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? I don't need you. I really need you, but I don't need you. And I'm gonna show you I don't need you, but I'm not needing you and doing all this shit myself and be on the verge of a mental breakdown, but I need you. But I can't tell you I need you because then it'll show I need you. Get it together, bitch. Huh? Huh? And understand the pattern is still there, it just evolved. It got sharper, it got louder, it got colder, but it still came from the same place. It came from the father gap. Yeah, it came from what you needed as for a father and what the fuck was there. Some of y'all, that father gap is you can't even see the end of it. Some of y'all are short. It's fine. Let's talk about the good news. Patterns can be broken. That's why I started this coaching group. Patterns can be broken. That's why I'm doing the Father Day Healing Circle that's available for everybody. Patterns can be broken. You are not doomed to repeat your mother's trauma or your father's absence. This is what I can do. I forgot about this. Hold on, y'all, because I was like, how can I put something on the screen? I can do this. What y'all can do is do this. Even if you want to be in the group, um, you can always go to my site and send me a message. I don't know if it's gonna let me post it like that. Oh, it did. You can go to Girl FU. That's even easier. You can go to girlfu.com and send me a message and be like, hey, I need the links for the coaching or whatever the case may be. And we'll go ahead and answer those emails. So go to girlfu.com and go sign up. You are not doomed. Even if you want to be in a Father's Day Healing Circle, even if it's a man watching, go to girlfu.com. If you don't know how to get to my link tree and sign up, just go there and send me a message. I want you to know that you are not doomed to repeat your mother's trauma or your father's absence. Awareness is the first form of healing. When you see the pattern, you get to choose differently. You get to challenge your definition of love. I ask a lot of people, they're like, will I ever be in love? What does love mean for you? They be, what does love mean for you? What does love look like? So how would you know if you was in love if you can't tell me what it is? You get to rewire your nervous system to recognize safety instead of chaos. You get to learn how many spots are available in the group, 6 more. In not Father's Day, the Father's Day Healing Circle is open. That's open because it's open donation. And that's a private Zoom. But for the coaching group, yes, I do one-on-ones as well. Text me and tell me you want a one-on-one and I'll send you the link. But for the coaching group is 6 more spots left. You get to learn how to receive without over functioning. You get to say, this isn't love. This is just what I'm used to. You get to interrupt the cycle, not just for you, but for every woman watching you, including the little girl that's still inside of you, right? Including that. What questions? Anybody want to join a live and talk to me? Let's talk. Or if you know my number, you can call me. If you know my 972 number, you can go ahead and call in and let's talk about it. Hmm? If you have any questions about the coaching group, or if you have any questions about the Father's Day Healing Circle, let me know. I do offer one-on-ones. All right. Now, I normally read the good girl myth, but I'm going to go ahead and skip that one because I'm going to talk about being an emotional orphan. I like this one. A lot of y'all are emotional orphans. You're like, I ain't no goddamn orphan. My mama alive. You emotional orphan. You had 2 parents and still be an emotional orphan. Some of y'all are raised emotional orphans. Huh? Now somebody's like, you need to talk about the mamas. I'm gonna talk about the mamas that's looking at me. Huh? Because this is a chance for y'all to heal and you can heal. This is a 2 for 1. You can heal yourself and heal that baby at your house. You can heal yourself and heal your teenager, right? You can heal yourself and work with your 19-year-old son. Listen, a lot of us are raising our kids, but we're not reaching them. A lot of us were raised and not reached. A lot of us are, I used to raise my kids, but wasn't reaching them. And not until I realized what I was doing. Right? Because guess what? We putting clothes on their backs. We giving food. We putting food and we giving them a roof over their head. Right? We doing our job as parents. I used to tell my kids, I'm doing my job as a parent. I make sure you got food in your belly, clothes on your back, and a roof over your head. You know why? Because I heard my mama tell me that. You know why? Because I heard my grandmother tell me that. I'm doing my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. But the question is, do these children feel emotionally safe? Do they feel heard? Did you feel heard? Right? Yes, your parent was doing that. Yes, you went to school with the latest shit. Yes, you was clean. All that. But did you feel heard? Hmm? Could you go and express? Could you go on to express to your mama how you missed your daddy without getting cussed out? Probably not. Hmm? Hmm? Could even say shit about your father? Huh? A lot of us have strained relationships with our mothers when it comes to men because we couldn't even talk about the man that mattered the most, which was our father. You couldn't ask her shit. So you stopped asking her. You either found you a pseudo mother You found your mama's friend, your one of your friends' mamas, or you got that auntie, that neighborhood auntie, and you started going to other people for advice, not because they knew better, just because they would listen. I'm about to leave my own fucking life. Good day, good luck on y'all journey. Y'all can stay here and talk amongst yourself. Huh? A lot of us had created pseudo mothers in the neighborhood because our mother, we couldn't go to our mother and talk about the man that mattered the most, which was our fathers, because she still had hurt behind it. We couldn't talk to her about it because she was still feeling a certain type of way, right? So love wasn't an emotional thing. It was more like a transaction than a truth. So understand this. Many women were raised in homes where their physical needs were met, but their emotional needs were neglected. No hugs, no affirming words, no space to cry, no space to be angry, no space to be human. So we learned early that being needy wasn't safe. So we trained ourselves to be strong. Huh? We trained ourselves to be strong, right? We stopped crying. We stopped asking. We stopped hoping. And in doing so, we became what I like to call emotional orphans, girls who were raised but not reached, right? Because emotional abandonment hurts like physical absence. When people talk about fatherless daughters, they often picture a man who left, but some of us had fathers in the house, right? We could hear their keys jingle, their boots on the floor, but emotionally they were ghosts, right? You tried to get his attention, but he was too busy or too broken or too silent. Hell, or maybe too tired, right? You tried to impress him with your grades. You tried to impress him with sports. You tried to impress him with obedience, anything to feel seen, but he only nodded. He only said good job, or worse, he said nothing at all. And even though you lived under the same roof, a part of you still felt abandoned. Because presence, I'm gonna say this, and when I every time I say it, I want you to catch it. Presence without connection is just another form of absence. Being present with no connection is just another form of absence. Some of y'all in relationships right now, and you like, well, shit, at least he come home every night. His body is there, but his soul ain't. Huh? My man can't be cheating on me because he here every night. Oh, he might be there with you every night, but he's emotionally cheating with a girl at work every day. Baby, he come home every night and bring that check. He don't talk to you. He don't love you. He don't rub you. Huh? And why do we think that's love? And why do we let this? Why do we let that slide? Because he come home every night. Why do we be like, oh, why do we feel secure in that type of relationship? Because you grew up with that, or maybe you didn't grow up with a father, and what he's doing is way more than you ever expected out of a man. So you take it. You getting breadcrumbs. He don't even look at you. He get in the bed and his back is turned against you. But you, hey, he here every day at the shit. What else is he doing? I was in a situation like that. And I'm not saying this to down you. I'm talking out of experience. I was with somebody like that. He couldn't possibly be cheating on me. His ass be here every day. Huh? You know, people do fuck during the day. People do have sex during the day. He couldn't possibly be cheating on me because he here with me every night. But every night we get in the bed, he would turn his back and go to sleep. Yes, he get up in the morning and make me something to eat. Yes, he get up in the morning and make sure I was good. But there was no the emotional connection was gone. So I tell people the worst thing in the world is to be with somebody, be in the house with somebody who's really not there with you. Huh? It's like sleeping next to a ghost. That's crazy because your soul is yearning for some type of connection, and they're right there. See, it's one thing when your dude is in jail. This is how people can have relationships with people in jail because they can understand that barrier. He's in jail, I'm over here, but he can talk to me until I go to sleep. That's how y'all like. How can women deal with men in jail? How can you fall in love with somebody that's locked up? Right? Because they can physically process, mentally process that the reason he's not here with me is because he's locked up. And they think, oh, if he was here with me, we'd be doing XYZ. So they come to accept that. But it's different when you land next to somebody and they're not there. That's a whole nother evil, right? That's crazy. So because presence without connection is just another form of absence, right? Now, if you fast forward to adulthood, right? You're in relationships where you feel unseen again, right? You're in relationships where you ask for emotional presence, but yeah, well, what do you want now? Like, well, what you want me to do now, right? You're in relationships where you open up your heart and you're met with silence. You're in relationships where you feel lonely, even in a room full of people. Does that sound familiar? That is the orphan ache. The orphan ache, right? And it doesn't go away because we are grown, because guess what? Attachment is survival. Hmm? Attachment is survival. I'm going to hold on as long as I can because I need to survive this. I went a long time without something, so without nothing, so I'm gonna hold on to something. That's when attachment becomes survival. Are you with me or not? Are you with me or not? Yes, no, maybe so. Hmm? Hmm? I didn't mean to get this deep this early. I apologize. My bad. When a child's emotional needs are not met, they don't stop loving the parent, they stop loving themselves. So all my mothers who have a father who has a, I don't like to say baby daddy. If your children's father want to be around the kids and just don't want to be around your ass, I need you to grow the fuck up. I need you to get some therapy and let them kids be with their daddy. All my children's mothers who are sitting up here because he done moved on and got married to somebody else, that woman ain't did shit to you. That woman ain't did shit to them kids. Let them kids go be with their daddy and they stepmama. Okay? They need all the love they can get. Grow the fuck up. Because what happens is you are slowly killing off that child's self-worth. They do not stop loving their daddy. I don't care what you say about their daddy. Oh, your daddy don't do shit for you. He ain't never around. I'm the one, this, that, and the other. They don't stop loving their father. They stop loving themselves. Huh? And then you wonder why your daughter go out here and be promiscuous at 16. Huh? You wonder why they do that. Huh? Because they stop loving themselves. So instead of thinking, they don't think like, oh, dad is incapable. We think I must not be worth the effort. What was it about me? I grew up like that with my birth father. I saw him. He was an amazing father. He was married to the mother of his sons. He was an amazing father to them. He did everything. Request to join the live. Yeah, if y'all want to talk about something, let's talk about it. He did everything. Let's get to the bottom of it. He did everything for his boys. So then that made me feel like, well, what's wrong with me? Is it because I'm not a boy? Like, what was it with me? What was, am I not your blood? I'm your firstborn. Why are you sitting up here acting like some, I'm your firstborn? I was around a long time before them. So what was it about me? I used to think like that until I realized I was dealing with a father who never had a father and didn't want to be a father when I was born. He actually wanted to be a father to his boys. He had been fathered by someone else at by that point, even as a grown man, and he made a conscious decision with his wife to have children. I was listen, my father didn't want to be a father and didn't have a father. So baby, I had to listen. Shit was weird, right? It was weird. It was too much. If you want to join the live and talk about whatever you want to talk about, I'm here to, listen, coach you, whatever it is. Let's get it. Let's go. Huh? So when we assume that we are not worth the effort, welcome in to Daddy's little girls, the healing journey. My name is Coach Misty. I am a transformation coach and a mindset coach, mindset motivator. Okay, and I am here talking about my coaching program that starts Thursday for women who have issues in their current relationships due to the absence of their fathers. If you would like to sign up for that, go to girlfu.com and click on the link that says Daddy's Little Girls, the Healing Journey. I also have a Father's Day healing circle that actually is going to be on Father's Day, and that's open to anybody. And you can get that by clicking the link in my bio. Go to my bio, click the link tree, and go sign up. It's open donation, and that's open to anybody aged 13 and up. All right, we're gonna do 90 minutes of healing work on Father's Day, and that's male, female, don't matter. Come on in, right? So what I'm doing, I'm reading from my book, Daddy's Little Girls. Okay. So here's the deal. When we start losing self-worth, when we think, oh, well, I must not be worthy of his love. Listen, I must not be worthy of her love. We start attaching ourselves to people who feel like home, right? Even if home is cold, distant, and emotionally unavailable, we start attaching ourselves to people who feel like home. We go for the ones who take days to reply. Huh? You got a man over here that want to love you and be with you and adore you and call and check on you, but that motherfucker boring. But this nigga over here that ain't doing shit. This nigga over here that called me only when he want to get down. This nigga over here that don't check on me but twice a month. I'ma run his shit down. I'm checking his social media. Come on, somebody. I ain't been the only one like that. I don't know how to see. It's not that this one is a lame. I don't know how to receive love. And you'll find everything wrong with the one who wants to love you. Oh, he not tall enough. Oh, he ain't got enough money. Oh, I don't like the way his teeth look. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. But this one over here that's running from you, the one that you're chasing, you love his dirty drawers. Don't he not finer than this one? He not better than this one. He reminds you of your daddy. This is embedded in your DNA. You've been looking for your daddy your whole life, and now you're dealing with this. Huh? Come on, somebody. What? So we go for the one who opens up only when they're drunk or angry. Oh my God, girl, he told me he loved me. It's also 2:13 and he just left the bar. Cut it out. Huh? We go for the one that keep us guessing. Are we together? What is this? He act like we together. How many of y'all done had that conversation with somebody? How many of y'all done had that conversation with somebody? I don't know if we together, girl. I think we together. Well, did he say he was your man? Well, girl, you know they say actions speak louder than words. Oh, baby, we be going through the motions. We be going through the motherfucking motions, huh? Making up shit. Oh, well, you know, girl. I mean, he do all this stuff. He be with me all the time. I don't see how he could be with anybody else. When people say that stupid shit to me, I tell them what you require is not the next woman's demands. Now that's a whole nother class. Huh? That's a whole nother fucking class. Hmm? I tell people all the time, what you require is not somebody else's demands. You might require to talk to him every day at lunchtime. The next bitch she don't care about that. You might require him to FaceTime you. The next girl might be okay with a text message. Stop thinking that you're dealing with somebody. You've been with somebody for 3 months, 4 months, a year. Huh? And because you don't, he ain't got no time for nobody else, that you the one. Bullshit. He ain't told you you was the one, use the nothing. But anyway, that's a whole nother book for a whole nother day. Okay, that's girl, he is not your man. Let's get back on track. Listen, we confuse anxiety with passion, right? Oh my God, where he at? Like you feel like, oh my God, I love him. I can't stop thinking about him. Girl, that's a panic attack. That's not love, bitch. That's a panic attack. That's not a soul tie, bitch. You need anxiety meds. That's a panic attack. He ain't called me. I ain't heard from him. I don't know where he at. Let me call his mama and see if he okay. Girl, yes, he's fine. That's a panic attack, Hope. That's not love. We not connected. Huh? You used to waiting on the man to call you back. You used to wondering about a man because you wonder where your daddy was, your hoe. Where the fuck is my bed? You wonder where your daddy was your whole goddamn life. So you're used to it. That's what you fall into. We have confused tension with connection, distance with mystery. And here's the dangerous part. We make it our mission to fix them. We make it our mission to fix these type of men. Huh? We make it our mission to fix them because maybe, just maybe, if we crack this one open, it will mean that we are lovable after all. What you want me to run that back again? So I'm gonna start from right here now because I think the people who just came in need to hear this. You ready? Like, here to go. When a child's emotional needs are not met, they don't stop loving the parent, they stop loving themselves. Instead of thinking that dad is incapable, listen, instead of thinking that dad is incapable, we think I must not be worth the effort. So we attach ourselves to people who feel like home, even if home is cold, distant, or emotionally unavailable. We go for the ones who take days to reply. We go for the one that opens up only when drunk or angry. We go for the one who keep us guessing. What is we? Is we together? Is we not? We confuse anxiety with passion, tension with connection, distance with mystery, and the dangerous part is we make it our mission to fix them. Because you think if I fix this one, if I'm able to crack this one open, maybe I'm lovable after all. But that's not love. That's an emotional reenactment of your childhood. Hello, huh? Shakespeare looking ass. That's an emotional reenactment of your childhood. That's what that is. Did y'all know that? That's an emotional reenactment of your childhood. It's your orphan heart still trying to be chosen, huh? Because you have been conditioned to think that love feels like work. You ever notice how relationships drain you the most are the ones that you fight the hardest to keep? The ones, listen, the ones y'all keep going back and forth. You keep catching them cheating. He ain't there for you. You keep saying, we need to work on this every goddamn week. Y'all having a conversation on how y'all could be better. Hmm? And that's the one you want to keep. That's the one you're fighting hard for, that love. You're fighting hard for it, right? That's not by accident, ladies and gentlemen. That's by programming. Because when love feels like labor, when you are constantly trying to earn love, it's because your nervous system was wired to equate effort with worth. Huh? You didn't grow up seeing love that was soft or consistent or uncomplicated. So now, when someone offers you peace, it feels boring. Thank you. When someone offers you peace, it feels boring. Welcome in. Go ahead and join the coaching group. You hoes need it. Girlfu.com, or go click my link tree. Go on in my bio, click that link tree. Sign up for the healing circle. That's open to everybody. Ladies, go ahead and sign up for coaching. We start Thursday nights. Y'all too goddamn old to be sitting up here with daddy issues. Let's go ahead and get that shit out in the open. Join the live if you like to talk. Men and women are able to join the live. Let's get into it. What's up, buttercups? Huh? Listen, when someone offers you peace, it feels boring. And the first thing you be like, girl, this shit boring. I don't feel that spark with him. Girl, what, you don't feel abandonment issues, bitch? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't feel heartbreak? That's boring to you, right? But what you're really saying is there is no danger. I don't know how to exist without danger. I don't know how to exist without the anxiety, the panic attacks, right? Listen, peace is not boring. Peace is your birthright. I did. I call people hoes all the time. I don't know y'all names. Okay. Listen, and love should never feel like a rescue mission. Stop going to, what the fuck are you, Indiana Jones of love? Who are you? Who are you? A Marvel character? Who are you? X-Men? Y'all the X-Men of love, huh? You said you the X-Men of love. You can put an expiration on fucking trauma. Get the fuck out of here. You can put an expiration on trauma. You choose to put an expiration on trauma. Stop sitting up here living in trauma. That shit is crazy as fuck to me. You can put an expiration on trauma. Bitch, you lived through it. Now what? What's up? That's the thing. People, oh my God, I need to do shadow work. You hoes gonna be left in the shadows fucking with me. You put an expiration on that shit. Okay, it made you to who you are. What's the plan, bitch? What's the plan? God damn, everybody else living their life. The person who did it to you living their life. Your daddy went on to marry somebody else living their life. You got half brothers and sisters out here living their life. Shit, your mama that went on and lived her goddamn life. And you still sitting up here. Woe is me. Woe is me. Daddy this and my daddy went around. Bitch, you're 50. Let's get into it. Let's unpack that shit. Let's figure out what the fuck we gonna do. And let's move on in glory. Cut it out. Stop being victims. It's weird. It's weird. Okay? Understand who your mama was back then. Understand who your daddy was back then. If you want to have a relationship with him and he want to, cool. If you don't, cool. Figure it the fuck out. But all this victim shit, oh my God, my father wasn't around. Bitch, you are 47 with 6 kids. Cut it out. All right. I want you to know this. You are not here to be a therapist with benefits. Huh? Some of y'all out here fixing niggas every day. You a therapist. Bitch, ain't went to not a liquor school, but you a therapist, right? You are not here to earn someone's interest. Stop making him, oh, I'm going to show him that I'm the one that he need to pick me. Bitch, what did you, a contestant on The Price is Right? Sit your ass down, right? You are not here to mother a grown man. All of them, ho. That's what my qualifications are, all of them. Oh, where's security at? I'm not about to argue with no bitch about what I'm doing, and I'm out here saving lives. Get this hoe out of here. Okay? Period. I'm about to play with this bitch. Not today or tomorrow. Well, I'm out here saving lives. And we're done. And you're blocked. Okay. Was she even black? Was that bitch even black? Okay. Hey, Miss Lisa. This is for the strictly for the. Hmm? I'm coming here with that white savior shit. Okay. Okay. She wasn't even black. Girl, that bitch probably got a trust fund. And her talking about Trump. Shut your motherfucking ass up. And if she come back on another account, we're gonna block that hoe till she gets tired. Period. Let's get back into it. So listen, I want you to know this. I want you to Let me say what you're not here to do. Also, you are not here to mother a grown man and call it being ride or die. You are here to be loved. Listen, feel fully and freely without begging. Stop begging for people's attention. But first, you have to love on your orphan self. First, you got to love on that little girl inside of you. You understand me? Because we have to reparent the orphan heart. Listen, the girl who did not get her emotional needs met is still inside of you. I promise you that. You think you done went to school and you done grew up and you got this banking ass job, this body, your credit is good, all this shit, right? But that little girl that didn't get her needs met is still inside of you. And she show up every now and then when people let her down. And that's why you keep building up these brick walls. That's why you keep building up these brick walls for people that can't get in. Because that little girl come and she like, nope, you remind me of my daddy. Brick, 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 brick. Right? And I want you to know that that little girl is tired of pretending that she's okay. She needs attention. She needs safety. She needs to hear that it is not your fault. You need to tell that little girl inside of you, it's not your fault. I tell people all the time, stop looking at your parents as your parent and look at them as a person. Analyze what happened to your parents. Did your mother have a father? Huh? Did your mother have a mother that loved on her? Huh? Did you have a mother? My grandmother didn't hug her daughters because she was too busy teaching them how to be self-sufficient. Therefore, I don't have a mother that hugged on me. It was up to me to break that cycle. I hug my children, right? I hug my children. I've been hugging my kids. I made notice to hug my kids. My kids are 28, 27, 23, and 22. And if they let me kiss them on their forehead, I ain't kissing you on your cheek or your mouth. I don't know what the fuck you doing. Y'all grown. But if my kids let me kiss them on their forehead when I hug them, some of them I got to stand up on the steps to do it. I will, right? Because somewhere I had to break that cycle. Okay. The little girl inside you needs attention. She needs safety. She needs to hear that it is not your fault. And that, people, is the beginning of healing. Not just acknowledging the orphan within, but giving her what she was denied, right? You need to tell that orphan inside of you that she is allowed to rest. Black women, you are allowed to rest. Black women, you are allowed to take a fucking nap. Black women, you are allowed to do all of that. Right? She needs to hear that she doesn't have to chase anyone. Black women, you don't have to chase people for them to love you. You shouldn't have to run down nobody to get their attention. And I'm not just talking about me. And some of y'all are running down y'all black sons. Some of y'all are running down y'all grown ass black sons for love. Some of y'all got real life fucking issues. Some of y'all are out here doing shit for your sons because you don't want them to leave you. Huh? Listen, that little girl inside of you needs someone to tell her that emotional safety is real. Huh? Tell her emotional safety is real and she's worthy of it. Huh? Someone said, not hugging, it doesn't mean no love. Listen, let me tell you something. Emotional connection means love. If someone decides to reach out and touch you, it means love. If I hug you, it means love. You understand me? That's a form of love. All right? That's a form of love. I'm sorry nobody hugs your motherfucking ass. Right? I hug my children. They know I love them. Right? People, you can feel that. Listen, when you hug babies, they know that. Okay? You don't even have a profile pic. So I don't even know why I'm addressing your ass. Let's get back into it. Listen. I want you to know that you may not have gotten the love you needed from your father, but you can give it to yourself now, intentionally, consistently, without condition. The first thing to do, if you enter into my program, listen, if you enter into my program, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves a hard question. Do we have the capability of reuniting with our fathers? Yes or no? Go ahead and do that right now. We're going to pretend that everybody that's watching me has signed up for coaching. So, question number one. Do you have, I ain't say do you want to, do you have the physical capability of reuniting with your father? Yes or no? Go ahead and put it in the comments. Do you have the physical capability of reuniting with your father? Yes or no? I'm up for my birth father. Yes, I have the physical capability. That's question number one. Go ahead and answer that question. We're going to pretend that everybody is already in. Okay, Malika, no. Okay. She said, been connected. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay. Hold on. Taylor, you should have blocked her ass too, but I just blocked her. Okay. Now I understand if your father's deceased, that's a no. I get it. If your father's deceased, all right. Question for the people whose fathers are still in the land of the living. Do you want to reconnect with your father? Yes or no? For people whose father are still here physically on earth, do you want to reconnect with your father? Yes or no? That's the second question. So when you join coaching, be prepared. Okay, if your father is physically here and you can, do you want to reconnect with your father? People saying, yes, I want to reconnect with my dad. This, that, and the other. Okay, cool. I like that. I like that. Third question is your father willing to reconnect with you? Yes or no? Is your father willing to reconnect with you? Because if you answer yes to all of these questions and you haven't reconnected with your father, it's not y'all, it's probably the mama that's playing the issue. You say your father's not willing. If you answer the third question is no, I am not here to tell you how to reconnect your father because what we are not going to do, I don't want you. See, listen, if I tell you, listen, guys, we're going to reach out to our dads. We're going to send them a post. We're going to send them an email. We're going to text our fathers. We're going to tell them, I only take you back to that little girl who was fighting for your father's attention. And we're not going to do that. I'm going to teach you how to reparent yourself. I'm going to teach you how to, you said, I don't have an emotional connection with mine, but I talk to him from time to time. I get it. The question is, do you feel like your father would want to reconnect with you? If you hear, you probably don't have an emotional connection. I don't have an emotional connection with my dad, right? I talk to my dad. I don't even think every year. My birth father, I don't even talk to him once a year. Am I mad? I'm not mad at him, right? I just don't talk to them. And the thing is, a lot of times our fathers feel like it's too much involved in it, right? It's just too much. Like too much time has went past, right? And then it's like, how can I treat somebody like my little girl? Bye, y'all. Thank y'all. How can I treat somebody like my little girl? Oh, Miss Brenda, is the key back on the hook to the van? Okay, okay. All right. So you said my dad lives in another state. Okay, but he's still here. So the thing about it is, I want y'all to know this. When you join my program, I'm not if you answered no to that question that your dad don't want to reconnect, I'm not here to teach you how to reconnect with your father. I'm gonna teach you how to reconnect with that girl. A lot of y'all have are parents now, right? A lot of y'all are parents now. And a lot of y'all have learned how to parent by doing the shit that you wanted done before, by not being the parents that you had. So I'm gonna teach you how to reparent the little girl inside of you. So if you got 4 kids, god damn it, you got 5 now. Huh? You got 5. We're going to address that little girl inside of you. We're going to reparent ourselves. I'm not here to try to fix connection between you and your daddy. I'm here to try to fix the connection between you and that little girl who still need one. That was a bar. That was a bar by far. That was a bar. Bars. You hear what I said? I'm not here to teach you how to listen. I'm not here to teach you how to reconnect with your daddy. I'm here to teach you how to connect with that little girl who need one. That's what I'm here to do. Reparent yourself. Huh? So we can take that father absence and we can close that father gap and start making better decisions in our lives when it comes to our relationships. Huh? Now, what I'm gonna do is I got a little time left. Nobody wants to join my live and talk about whatever. And listen, maybe your opinion is different from mine, and that's okay. I'm here for all of it. Right? I'm here not only am I the teacher, I'm here to be I learn as well. I don't mind being a student. So if you want to talk about something or you want to share your experience, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to do it. I'm offering free coaching right now. Yes, I'm telling y'all about my program. Yes, we're talking about the Father's Day Healing Circle that's going to happen on Sunday, June 16th. But I'm also here to help. All right. So if you want to join my live, go click on the guest button and we can talk about it. But until then, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the father fantasy versus reality. Hmm? The father fantasy. If you're watching me on YouTube or Facebook and you want the information on how to sign up for the class, my phone number is right there. Just send me a text message and I will go ahead and send you the link once we're done. Where's my oh Lord, I should have been called her. Azure. I fucked up. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Azure, you watching me? Hold on. Hey, hey girl. Hey, I thought this was at 6 o'clock. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna take it to I'll give her some extra time. All right, I'll give her some extra time when I follow. All right, y'all. We got a flash goal right here. All right, y'all. I need 40 people. If you haven't done it already, I need 40 people to send me that gift right there. We need 40 different people to send it. Thank you to join my fan club. If you have not sent it, go ahead and send that. We have our flash goals. This is how I end up on the For You page, and I'm able to help more people and give out free coaching. So I appreciate you guys for the gift. If it doesn't allow you to send that gift, any gift will help. but I really need 40 people. So thank you. We got what? We had 10. We have thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, we got one from Miss Brenda. Thank you, Miss Lisa. All right, y'all. We need 40 different people to send that gift. You said it's been so long. Hey, you see, y'all, I'm on a For You page. That's what I'm saying. The flash goals are important. I've been good. Don't I look good? Bow, 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 bow. Don't I look like it? All right. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead. I'll remind y'all about that. Let's talk about the fantasy father versus reality. Is there anybody that needs to know how to sign up? Is there anyone that needs to know how to sign up? I will show you that before I get into this. Anybody that needs to know how to sign up for either the coaching group that started on Thursday or the Father's Day Healing Circle that's open up to everybody. Nicole. All right, Nicole. So what I'm gonna show you is how to get it through TikTok. So when you go click on my little picture, my little profile picture, it's going to take you back to my profile, of course, right? And when you go to my profile, there is a set of links right in under my bio. You see it? The link is the link tree. So when you press on this, when you set and press on the set of, like, hold on, y'all. When you press on the set of links, it's going to bring this up at the bottom. You press on the first one, that's the link tree. It's going to take you there. The first thing you're going to see is the Father's Day Coaching Circle, Healing Circle. That's open donation. It's open to anyone, male or female, over the age of 13. And then the coaching program is right here, and it starts June 5th. I will go ahead and email you the book when we get out of this class, and we'll go ahead and give you all the information. It starts Thursday. And the classes are recorded if you're not able to make it. So that's the link tree. Um, what you mean unwinding? What did you talking about, sharp digger? What are you talking about unwinding? What is we girl, what is we talking about? You made me drop my goddamn grapefruit. What is that? What you mean unwinding? Oh, unbinding? Yeah, we can do that shit on Sunday. Oh, unbinding. I was like, unwinding, bitch. I be chilling. Yeah, we'll do unbindings on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Baby, y'all done got me hyped. My drawers got tight. Every time my blood pressure, I get talking about this shit. But my panties get tight. Right here. Y'all done got my panties in a bunch. In a good way. I play too fucking much. Huh? You can't join my live on this one, not on YouTube, not the one I'm using, Miss Kitty Cat, but you can use that number and call in and let's talk about it. Baby, my panties have got tight. Okay. Let's talk about it. The fantasy father versus reality, right? Let's talk about the man you needed versus the man that he was. Again, stop looking at your parents as parents and look at them as people and just dissect their shit. Huh? Yeah, my panties all in a bunch. Hold on, y'all. I gotta stand up. I'm gonna walk off the camera and fix them. Drawers all in a bunch. Honey, y'all done got me. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me fix them, Lord. Woo. My God. Shit got weird. Whew. All right. Baby, I got this little Schindler's list dressed on and shit. Jesus, huh? Got the little Schindler's List dressed on and shit. Hey, okay, out here. All right, okay, all right. I want to say this. Every little girl builds a version of her father in her mind. Huh? How many of y'all? Now I'm gonna get real personal. How many of y'all lied about who your daddy was when your daddy wasn't around? How many of y'all remember being in school and lying about who your daddy was? How many of y'all lied and said your daddy was somebody famous? Cat, thank you for being honest, Cat. Some of y'all still lying about who your daddy is. So that men don't know you didn't have a father. That's a defense mechanism. Some of y'all still lying about having a relationship with your daddy. Huh? Some people, I'm just saying, everybody didn't do it. I listen, y'all, when I ask a question and I say who lied about who their father was, and it wasn't you, you don't have to respond. I'm just asking a question for the people who did. This is a safe space. And I don't want nobody. Oh, you saying hi? Motherfuckers like a lot of y'all lied about having a daddy at home. Get the fuck out of here. A lot of people did. Or you called your mama's boyfriend your father. You didn't call him your father to his face. You would never say that because you didn't want to give him the satisfaction. But you was just like, oh yeah, that's my dad. Because you didn't want to feel left out. Okay. You didn't want to feel like that. Like, yeah, that's my father. People did not know that my stepfather was not my father until I became an adult. Luckily, my mother has a type. Luckily, my mother has a physical type. So I never told people, oh no, that's my stepdad. I never told people that. They just that was my dad. What do you mean? I never made the distinction. I never talked about my birth father. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. That has nothing to do with me. You never heard me talk about. So to be honest, on the up and up, I have three brothers, not just the one. You always hear me talk about my one brother, Ryan. That's my mother's other child. I have three brothers, right? I'm the only girl on both sides, my mother and my daddy. But I only talk about my one little brother because with the way I feel, like even as an adult, out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't affect me. Because if I acknowledge my other two brothers, that means I acknowledge a father who did not who doesn't deal with me, or who did not love me in the way I should have been loved, and then that brings up a lot of pain. So I just didn't do it, huh? So let's talk about the fantasy father versus reality. Let's talk about the man you needed versus the man that he was. Every little girl builds a version of her father in her mind. Even if your father was there, maybe your father had a addiction problem or something. There's a version of your father in your mind that kept you sane, right? Especially when your father is not there, you create an image. It's called the protector, the hero. You say, I told people he retired from Miller as a supervisor and he was just a stower. That's what I'm saying. The fantasy father versus reality, right? This is the man who would have made life make sense if he only had stayed. Thank you, the realest chapter ever, for sharing that. Right? You might have had your father in your house. You might have had your dad in the house, but you went on and told stories about who he was because you wanted a fantasy father. Right? We fantasize about what our lives might have looked like if he would just have been more. Right? And this is the term, the fantasy father. And for many of us, he was more consistent, more loving, and more emotionally available than the real man ever was. And that's the problem because fantasy is powerful. Some of y'all are in fantasy relationships right now. Oh shit. You grew up with a fantasy daddy and now you got a fantasy man. Oh goddamn. Huh? Taylor B. Lit. Text the number on the screen and I'll send you the link to sign up. I'm gonna say this again. Huh? Some of y'all had a fantasy daddy and now you got a fantasy man. Huh? You lying to your friends or you see the papoose shit. You see Papoose and Remy. Now the shit that hit the fan. Oh, he never bought me that shit. Oh, that black love. He was dealing with his baby mama. Da 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 da. Fantasy. Huh? Fantasy. Cause being real hurts. Real shit hurts. Right? Listen, fantasy is powerful, but it is also painful, right? Because if we're not careful, we spend years grieving not the man we lost, but the man who never existed. I'm about to step on you hoes' toes. I'm stepping on toes. Huh? I'm stepping on toes. How many of y'all sad about a breakup with a nigga you was never with? Jesus. Huh? Huh? Some of y'all sad about a nigga you ain't never been with, who never told you y'all was in a relationship and you still ain't got over that shit. Huh? Let's talk about when fantasy fills the gap. When a father is absent, the mind gets to work creating a substitute. Huh? When a father is absent, the mind gets to work creating a substitute. You fill in the blanks with what you needed him to be, not who he actually was. Huh? And sometimes you protect the fantasy so fiercely, it keeps you from healing the reality. You might say, well, he did his best. Oh, I'm not just talking about daddies, I'm talking about your relationships. I'm talking about the baby daddies you set up and had three kids with, and now he ain't shit. You might say, well, he did his best. Huh? You might say he just didn't know how to love, huh? Or he meant well. And maybe those things are true, but the truth of the matter is that you allowed, listen, I want you to know that you are allowed to acknowledge the impact of what he didn't do, even if he didn't mean to hurt you. You can honor the full picture of your father. You can say, yes, he loved me, but he beat my mother. Huh? You can say he showed up sometimes, but he was an alcoholic. You can honor the full picture of your father. You can say he was charming and kind and emotionally unavailable. You can say I forgive him, but I no longer shrink to protect his memory. Huh? You can grieve the man that you hope for and then choose to live beyond the hope. Because I want you to know this right now, right here, about any man you're dealing with, reality isn't always a villain. Let's talk about that. Reality isn't always a villain. Let's pause for a second. Let's talk about guilt. Sometimes we hesitate to speak the truth about our fathers because we don't want to bash them. Huh? We don't want to, especially the women who had their fathers in the homes and they look perfect from the outside, but inside that shit was crazy. You don't want to bash your father, right? And you don't, and especially if your father is deceased. I had a lot of women say, oh no, my dad is not here. I can't have a relationship with him because he's deceased. You don't want to bash your father, even if he's deceased, or other family members, or if other family members still hold him in a high regard. Maybe you and your brother had different relationships with your father. Maybe your father wasn't there for you, but was the king to your brother, was your brother's king, and you don't want to say anything. So you take that shit and you hide it, right? And you hide it because you don't want to say nothing, because you don't want to you don't want to let your brother down. You don't want to discourage him from the way he saw your father. And I need you to know that it's okay to say how it affected you. Thank you so much. You can say that. That's why black women walking around with all this shit we got all this weight around our stomach. That's stress. That's unspoken words. Huh? How the fuck is you 115 and your stomach big as hell? That's guilt. You understand what I'm saying? Blood pressure high. You 40 years old on blood pressure medication. That's not bacon. That's you trying to hide the real, right? So here's the deal. We stay quiet. We suppress it. We pretend it doesn't even really hurt like that. But the silence doesn't erase the scars. See, telling the truth doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you whole. Call in now, kitty cat, because I ain't going to be on here forever. Huh? Come on and call in. Because until you confront the reality, you'll keep attracting men who resemble the fantasy. My God. Huh? I'm gonna say this. Until you confront the reality of what your father was and was not, you'll keep on attracting men who resemble the fantasy. And when these men let you down, that's another heartbreak. Because the shit you looking for ain't even real. Oh. I almost listen. I almost got up and ran out of here. I almost got up and ran out my own goddamn house. Huh? 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 Because the shit you looking for ain't even real. It don't even exist. You made it up in your mind. What? Mm. Hello? Don't cry at work, friend. Don't cry at work. Wait till you get in the car, but you can cry. What? Listen, you'll chase emotionally distant partners, hoping to finally win their affection. You'll entertain half hearted relationships, calling them potential. You'll excuse red flags because he reminds me of my dad. And worse, you will miss real love when it shows up because it won't match the drama you mistaken for desire. I want you to know that healing starts when you accept this. The fantasy served a purpose, but the reality sets you free. The fantasy kept you whole, but the reality sets you free. Huh? Let's talk about the cost of clinging to fantasy. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, listen, hey, listen, let's talk about the cost of clinging to fantasy. All right, the people who text me said they need to be in the Father's Day coaching, I got you. Let's talk about that. Holding on to fantasy fathers have consequences. It makes it hard to create boundaries because your heart, you're still that little girl hoping one day he'll change, right? Holding on to this fantasy father keeps you in a cycle of forgiving too quickly, not because the man earned it, but because you don't want to believe you were truly abandoned. Huh? Holding on to the fantasy father, right? Holding on to the fantasy father keeps you waiting. It keeps you over explaining and romanticizing people who only give you crumbs. This class is for people who lost their dad, who their dads are deceased. They didn't. The absence of a father don't mean he willfully neglected you. It could be that he's deceased and you just didn't have a father figure. That love was never replaced. So this class is for you. Huh? Can I say that again? The cost of holding on to the fantasy father will keep you waiting, over explaining, and romanticizing people who only give you crumbs. And when we refuse to see people for who they really are, we end up abandoning ourselves, right? So you have to ask, what do I lose by protecting his image? What do I lose by saying my dad wasn't there for me? What do I lose by saying, hey, my dad chose this over me? What do I lose by that? Ask yourself this question. What parts of me have stayed stuck in the dream? Huh? Some of y'all still stuck with a fantasy dad. Huh? Also, what would it take? Listen, what would it look like to accept him? What does that look like for me? Hold on, we got somebody who want to join the live. Let's talk about it. You don't have to be told this years ago. I'm telling you now. Hey Taylor, listen. She said, "I wish I'd been told this years ago." Don't worry about it. The time is now. And if you want to sign up, I'm gonna show you how to sign up for coaching, or at least come to the Father's Day Healing Circle. That's open donation. What's going on? You said she said, "Where's the class for women that have trauma bonds with women?" Well, first of all, let's give her the trauma bonds. Let me say this to say that. If you have trauma bonds with your mother, 9 times out of 10, your daddy wasn't there or there was a disconnect in the home. So I'm gonna fix this daddy shit first, and then we can deal with the female shit. Let me fix the daddy shit first, and then we can deal with the female shit. Okay? All right, what's going on, Taylor?
I was just gonna concur with what you were saying. My dad, he's a great dad now. Don't get me wrong, wonderful dad.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever toxic shit him and my mother had, he wasn't consistent. And when you were saying earlier, I was trying to wash my cat, so I couldn't get on there. But anyway, what you were saying earlier, like when men for you, aren't on time, whatever, you kind of like shut down and go in.
Yeah.
I realize for me, it's when people don't keep their word. Well, when men don't keep their word, that shit, it's like, I don't think I've ever been so angry. Like when somebody a man
Yeah.
that I'm with or dealing with tells me something and they don't follow through, I like burn up inside. And when you were saying it, I was thinking back, I don't know how, I probably was like 8 or 6. I was young because my sister wasn't even here yet. And we're 6 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one time when my mom and dad weren't together. And he was supposed to take me to the circus. I was so excited or whatever. Mm-hmm. I got dressed. My mom did my hair, flat iron, all that type of stuff. And I don't remember if he went to jail or something. But either way, he ain't come. And I think my mom had told me, I think he got arrested or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, your dad got arrested. So, we're not going to be able to go to the circus tonight. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, thinking about it, but it's like I try to suppress it because my dad, he's a great dad. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. Like the life that my brothers live and what me and my sister live is completely different. Mm-hmm. Completely different. And I think I try to suppress it just because he is such a good dad now and tries to do everything. But it's like, no, what you were saying is correct. Like the image. I'm trying to
you can't because that'll always be so. Listen, because you don't want to talk to your dad about it, right? Because you want to honor the man he is now, that anger comes in your other relationships. Do you all know that I used to tell men to be at my house 10 minutes earlier than when I was going to be ready, just so that I wouldn't have to go through them being late? I would rather have a man wait outside for me for 10 minutes or come in and sit down and fuss about me not being ready than telling him be here at 6:30 and he end up being coming at 6:40 and I've been waiting for 10 minutes because at that point I'm done. I'm liable to, you could be sitting out front of my house and I'll be like, hey, go and pack it up. I'm good. They like, what the fuck? I go and pack it up. No, thank you.
Yeah, the same. So, mm-hmm. I tell you, it's like something burning inside of me. When it's the minute somebody says something to me and they don't do it as especially men. Yeah, like it's like I see red. Like you're dead to me at that point.
Right, and that's because you still that little girl waiting to go to the circus. You still that little girl, and even as an adult, you can be like, okay, well, I understand my dad had went to jail, but then you be like, well, damn, what was you doing? And she went to jail, and you knew you supposed to be here at the circus. There's so many. Have you talked to your dad about it?
No, I've never talked to my dad. I've just trying to suppress it. But it was one time, I think last year or maybe the year before, he actually came to me when it kind of like, I guess, resurfaced. And he was like, yeah, he didn't go into detail, of course. My dad is not a man of a lot of words. So, but he was like, I know I wasn't the best. And he apologized. And I started tearing up. But I quickly suppressed it because I didn't want to But when
you need to let that out, friend. That's going to help you with your relationships moving forward. You need to let that shit go. I talked to my dad. I asked my birth dad. I said, why wouldn't you come and get me? Why did he say I did not want to deal with your mother? He said I didn't want to deal with your mother.
My dad too.
And then what my father told me, and it hurt me when he first told me that shit hurt my feelings. He said I did not want a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I did not want your mother to have you. He said, and I feel like as a young man, yes, I was in college. And I'm like, well, you knew you was having sex and y'all wasn't using a condom and whoop the whoop the whoop. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? He said, I told your mother that I would prefer she have an abortion. And he just told me flat out like that. And I was just like, damn, right? And he was just like, I wasn't ready for a baby. And like I said, it wasn't until probably 20 years after he told me that. That shit hurt like hell when he told me that. He said, so now I'm in a situation where I'm not ready for a baby. I'm in college. I'm trying to get myself together. Right. I told your mother I didn't want a baby. He said, and to be honest, I didn't want a relationship with her. He said, so now trying to deal with you. Right. I'm trying to talk myself into being a father. This is a man who never had a father. I'm trying to talk myself into being a young dad. And then he said, so me trying to figure this out while building my life, I now have to fight with her because I don't want her. So it was easier. My father told me this. He said it was easier for me to walk away from the whole situation and just continue. I felt like I was doing my part by giving you child support because at least I did more than my father did for me. That's what that man told me. That's crazy. That sounds crazy, right? But it is what it is. He said, at least I did. He said, me paying child support. He was very honest. He said, at least me paying child support. He said, now the older, he said, it wasn't until I met my father-in-law now. He's been married for almost 40 years. He met the woman that he married right after he met my mother, right after, like I was around 2 years old, and he started dating his wife, his current wife, right? He said it wasn't until I started dating her and her father started mentoring me. He was being fathered, that he started learning that the things that he did was out of line. And he started trying, but by that time, I'm 5, 6, 7 years old, right? And my mother is jaded. She's jaded, number one. The next woman you meet after me, I had your child. Let's think about it real quick. I love you. I was a virgin. You took my virginity. If you ask my mother, she'll tell you this story as if it happened yesterday, and I might be 45 years old. Oh, your daddy took my virginity and then turned around and said he didn't want me. I also look just like my father, which is crazy work. I also look just like my dad. Look just like him. I look like him more than my brothers do, right? So the man took my virginity. Now I got this baby. I had to leave college and come home, right? He got to stay and do whatever he wanted to do. And then when we go to child support, our child support here, when you 2 years old, he shows up with this lady who I ain't gonna say her name. He shows up with her, and then he ends up marrying her and building a life with her. My mother ain't never got over that. I can't talk about my father to my mother.
Coach, you literally saying exactly my story. My mom is still bitter. Like I don't talk to her, but that's another reason why we don't talk. It was always, oh, you just look just like your dad, or you lie just like your dad, or you this, your dad, your dad, your dad. When I tell you, I've never seen that lady. Not saying names and all be y'all, but I've never seen that lady with a man. I've never, like, I think to this day she's still like.
My mother is, listen, the last time I saw my father was the last time I physically saw my father was in 2017 when I had first moved back to Cleveland. He lives in Columbus, Ohio. So I drove up. I took my daughter Zoe. He hadn't seen my father has tried. I ain't saying on consistent basis, but my father has tried to come around my kids and stuff like that. And because my mother was in charge of their day-to-day activities, because I was in school and working, so my mother provided daycare for me. My mother would not allow him to get close to my grandkids. And he said, listen, what else do you want me to do? Now, in my mind, I'm like, shit, you know what I'm saying? I love my kids. I'm going to fight for my kids. But guess what? He didn't. And that's a simple fact. He wasn't ready for a child. I wasn't planned. He didn't want me. And I know y'all like, damn, that's crazy. I can say it without crying now because I understand. And that's why I tell young women, stop laying down with people who don't want you because they ain't gonna want that baby either. Stop laying down with people who won't even make a commitment to you, and then you want them to make a commitment to being a father. That's crazy work. So he would say, well, I would try. He said, and the person who was encouraging him to try was his wife. Like, hey, we in Cleveland visiting my family. Go see about your grandkids. Go see if you can catch up with Misty. You know, things of that nature. And we had this conversation back in 2017. And back then I was 37 years old. And I'm just looking at him and I was like, okay. And then I started dissecting that. The first time at the age of 37 is when I looked at my father for being a person, being a man, and not being my father. When I looked at the situation from an outsider looking in, and I took my feelings out of it and I used logic, that I was saying, okay, you know what? I may not be able to forgive what you did, but I can understand it, right? I can understand it. And at the end of the day, you only gonna take for so much. I'm at you. Listen, we were expecting a man to fight for something that he didn't even throw his ring and his hat in the ring for. So do I excuse what he did? Absolutely not. Do I hate him for what happened? Absolutely not. Huh? Do I think he could have did better? Yes, ma'am. Do I sit here and I'm hold my breath and I make everybody pay for it? No. Am I thankful for the stepfather that I have? You got it. Right? You got it. Now that I think about who my father is as a person, because my father is an asshole, not because of what he did to me. He's just an asshole all the way around. Hold on, kitty cat. He's just an asshole all the way around. He just it is what it is. Miss Counsel, I'm gonna show you in a minute. Right? He's just an asshole. And I think I got a little bit of that too. It's hereditary. I'm an asshole too. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful that he chose not to be around, because I would hate for you to be around. Shut up, Taylor. I would hate for you to be around me and you didn't want to be around me. Don't force yourself to love me. Don't force yourself to love me, because my mother ended up being with somebody who loved me. My stepfather said he fell in love with me first before my mother. He fell in love with me as a child before my mother. And it shows. It shows. It's shown all my life. He loves my kids. He loves my grandkids too. All of that. So I thank my father, because my father was forcing it. And it showed. So I thank my father for falling back. I thank my father for not leading my mother on. Right. I thank my father for going over there and getting himself together so that she can do whatever she needed to do. And she found a man that only loved her, but loved her daughter as well. And that's the best thing that ever could have happened to me. Right. And I no longer feel a certain type of way about that time, because guess what? I have reparented that little girl inside of me. I'm no longer that little girl still waiting on the porch for my daddy to show up. You hear me? I'm not waiting on that little girl on the porch. I'm not that little girl in the wintertime looking up the street to see if I see a pair of headlights. I'm not doing that. You said being honest can be brutally harsh. You said what? Hold on, let me go ahead. You said You said what? Some of us need us to be. You said being broody honestly can be harsh, but if it's a better than not being a smart ass, I'm glad. Listen, you need the truth. Y'all need to hear the truth, because see, the truth for have listen, if when you don't have the truth, you live in fantasy. When you don't have the truth, you need to hear the truth. I'm the best thing, listen, the dopest thing that man said to me, and which made sense. He said, I didn't want you. And I told your mother, and that let me understand where my mother's hurt was coming from and her anger. He said, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I didn't want a baby. I wasn't ready for a baby. And when a person is not ready for a thing, they don't know what to do with it. He was just out here pulling straws. I don't want you to give me no fluff. And I told him, I said, stop blaming my mother. Stop saying, oh, your mother this, your mother that. Let's talk about you. I had a conversation with him. I said, stop talking about, oh, your mother this and your mother that. And every time I talk to her, she cussed me out and she ain't never got over it, which she hasn't. And that's something she got to deal with. I said, let's talk about you. I told him, I said, let me talk. I said, let's talk about you. He said, I didn't want a baby, period, point blank, because I wasn't ready. He said, I didn't want to date your mother. He was like, it was just, like a fling. He said, and she came up pregnant. I offered her money. He said, I offered her money to, get rid of you. She, didn't want to do it because she thought, that we was gonna be a family. She was delusional. But then I realized my mother lost her father as a young girl. My mother was raised in a house where a man that wasn't her dad, and her dad, she lost him. My grandmother had a my grandma had a side piece baby. That's a whole nother situation. So you're dealing with a young lady. My father was dealing with a young woman who wanted her dad, who wanted a family, because she felt like death robbed her of having that father and mother experience. Death robbed her of that. Her stepfather treated her crazy because my grandmother went out and had a baby with somebody else and was still married. So do you think my grandmother's husband treated her fairly? Absolutely not. You a side nigga baby. Huh? You a side nigga baby. No. So when she met my father and gave up her virginity and became pregnant, she was trying to recreate what she did not have. And here I am. I'm in the middle of it. See, I had to take a step back and look at all of it. Huh? You said, hold on, I'm about to call you. So you said my dad said he wants a relationship with me, but wants a DNA test first. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Give it to him. That would deliver everybody. Give it to him. Give him a DNA test. That would set everybody free. Give it to him. Give it to him. You understand what I'm saying? That's right. Put it out on the table. Cause sitting there be like, I don't know. My mama had a blood test with me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. Do it. That's fair. Obviously, there's some unanswered questions that your mama can't answer, and a DNA test will. What's up, Buttercup?
I just don't think that's fair. That's not the thought that I had.
Why?
I mean, cause I mean, my mom know, and I asked her. She was like, "The motherfucker crazy."
It obviously it's something about him that he don't think that's yours. Why is that not fair?
But he think the girl is me, and then I got another sister.
No, I don't care about the other kids. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I know, but he don't talk to the girls, but he talk to the boys.
Again, you can't listen. We can't decipher how people do things. Again, I want you to look at your father. I want you to look at your father outside of being your father and look at how he was raised. We have to look at our parents' pedigree to see why they do what they do.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of praying for me on that one.
So why don't you want to just go ahead and do the DNA test?
Cause I really just, I mean, I don't understand like how you want a relationship with me, but you want that first. But I just don't feel I owe him that. Cause as an adult, I tried to have the father adult daughter relationship with him, but he still wanted to come back as if I'm a child.
What was the parent? But he don't know how to deal with you.
My opinion to him. Like if we're having a conversation and I'm, speaking on what he's asking me, then he was like, "See, that's why I don't mess with you because you too sassy." First of all, I'm 46 years old, grown, and if we're talking, I'm speaking. If you're asking my opinion on something, and I'm telling you, and you feel like that's sassy, I'm not a child.
When's the last time your father was in your life?
As far as staying, that probably was about 7.
Okay, so he's still talking to the 7-year-old you. He hasn't had a chance to experience you as 40 something. He's still dealing with you as a 7-year-old you.
And that's just it. I tried as an adult. I went to his hometown and tried to have a relationship with him, but it's something within him. So I just stepped back and let it go.
But he said, so can I play the devil advocate?
Yeah.
Do you think, how long was him and your mother together?
I'm not absolutely sure on that. Because my sister is a year and a half older than me. So they probably were together maybe 6, 7 years, something like that.
6, 7 years.
They separated when my grandfather, ma'am.
No, go ahead. You said they separated with what?
They separated. He didn't want to move to my mom's hometown after my grandfather passed. So when he moved down, he came with us, but that's not where he wanted to be. So that made them separate.
And then when did your mother get pregnant with you?
In 97, 79 in Springfield. We all stayed in Springfield. We was with him and lived in Springfield, Illinois up until I was like, I had to be like 5. I know I had to be like 6 or 7.
Is he trying to imply that when they separated is when your mother became pregnant?
He trying to imply that she I don't know, like maybe when she went home or something, she got pregnant with me, and he would always say, your daddy named Stanley. And my mom was like, nigga, who what are you talking about?
Now I'm gonna say this to say that I didn't watch enough goddamn Karamo shows and stuff like that to know that it just ain't. And I'm not. Please don't get offended. That shit like that happened even with us, even with our mamas. So my question is, do you feel like a paternity test, a positive paternity test, would listen? Do you feel like a positive paternity test would calm everything down? Why not just do it?
No, because he didn't know. He didn't want his older kids when their mama died.
That ain't got nothing to do with you. You worry about the wrong shit. We talking about see you or he didn't do this. So my question is, so if you don't want to do the DNA test and you don't think that he's a good dad or he out here whatever, why is we even having this conversation then? It shouldn't even matter. You should just say, hey, it is what it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on. There's still some type of hurt there. There's still some type of longing there. Hello?
Sure, nah, sure.
Y'all, I'm gonna put this black shirt up so y'all can see the comments. There's still
Because to me, I'm just like, fuck it. But you was, since the topic was, on dad, I was just like, why does fool want a DNA test?
because he think your mama cheated with a nigga named Stanley. Simple as that. I want you. Do you have a son?
Yes,
How old is your son?
25.
All right. You have grandkids?
One, yeah.
One. Yo. Okay. Let's look at it from a mother's standpoint. Huh? Your son has, your son has one child that is him and the mom. Let's just say him and the mom still together. They break up. They get back together. You find out she's pregnant right after the breakup. Oh, we were separated for 2 months, and then a month later she pregnant.
Yeah, he would want a DNA.
Okay, then. So okay, that's it. You would want a DNA on that baby too. Hey, let's go and swab this motherfucker right now. You want a DNA too? Absolutely. So again, I tell people, take yourself out of that little girl and let's look at this from the outside looking in. Okay? Right. Of course, when you ask your mama, she gonna be like, oh no, he tripping. You hear what I'm saying? But if we put it in perspective of your son, you'd be like, hell yeah, we get a DNA test. So my question is this: if that's what's holding you back from having a relationship with your dad, is the DNA test? Why not do the DNA test? Are you scared that you're gonna find out that he is not your father?
Oh, no. Nah. I mean, if he is, that wouldn't bother me. But I just know on a perspective, he's an asshole. So I just felt like it wasn't, I'm just like, whatever. I tried once to have a relationship with you. He could have said that then in my 20s. And I probably would have been more projected, like, okay, cool, let's do this.
So the last time you had to have a relationship with your dad was 20 years old. I understand this to say that your fathers have listen. Mothers are connected to children by birth. Fathers are connected to children by love. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you have so many people, stepfathers that are come in and love these kids down. That's a choice. Mothers are connected to children by birth. Now I can neglect my children, but they're still my child. It's a different type of feeling. Fathers have they can choose. Fathers ain't carried you. Fathers choose to love you when you come out that birth canal. Mothers love you inside their body. That's a difference.
True. Yeah.
So if you haven't had a relationship, the last time you had a relationship with your dad was 20 years ago, and your father hasn't been in your life really since you were 7 years old. He still thinks that you were seven because he was not there to share in those experiences, right? And it's hit or miss. Now the DNA test might be a deterrent or whatever the case may be, or he might be and say it might, or maybe your father hasn't tried it because he really think that you some man named Stanley. And why would I get connected to a child or a woman I don't even think is mine? Why would I do that? And then you have so much pent up aggression or feel a certain type of way about it that you might have come off sassy. That may not have been the right choice of words because when you talk about it, you sound sassy as shit. Bernetta, when you talk about it, you sound sassy. So my thing is, I'm not talking. So either he's going to look at you as a child, he still see that 7 year old little girl, and I don't know about y'all, but as a parent, when I see my kids, I can look at my grown ass son, 28 years old, 6'6", and I still see the little 5 year old that like to sing songs. I still see my 5 year old. I see my kids be together talking and laughing. They grown as fuck. I still see them as little kids, and I have to snap out of that. They grown as hell. So he when he's looking at you, he's still seeing that 7 year old because that's where he's stuck at. I see my kids as little kids because that was some of the best moments I have with them when I see them all together. Right, that's where I can go next to because my kids were separated at a young age. This one went to go live with her daddy. This one stayed with me. This one did this or whatever. So I always go back to the last time that all my kids were in the same roof. My kids ain't been in my house under the same roof since 2014. It's been almost 11. That's 11 years. 2012. I'm sorry. Was the last time all of my kids were under the same roof. And that's because I had some tragedy hit and they had to go to Cleveland for a minute. And then two decided to stay in Cleveland and two came back. So when I see my children together, I go back to the time when we were all under the same roof. I see them as little kids again. My mind instantly takes me back to 2009 and 2010. And they grown as hell. So as a parent, I might be able to understand why he still see you as that 7 year old or how that works because that's where mentally he left. Bernetta, get in this fucking class. Anything else?
Oh,
Get in the fucking class, Bernetta. It start on Thursday. Go on to the go on to the thing. We'll figure this shit out now. Bye. All right, hold on. The kitty, I'm about to call you. I think you had called me. Hold on. You say, are you the 803 number, kitty cat? Huh? Listen, in helping y'all, I be helping myself. I promise y'all. Is that you, kitty cat? And helping, listen, if y'all want to get, let me show y'all how to get in the class real quick. In helping y'all, I really help myself. Real quick, kitty. So listen, guys, if you don't know how to get to if you know how to get to my link tree, it's in the link tree. Go on and get into it. Go to the link tree, make it happen. If not, when you go back to my TikTok bio, it's right under the words. It's going to show you. Oh, okay. Oh, that's you, kitty. Okay. When I go to my TikTok bio, it's going to show the link. Hold on, y'all. When you go to my TikTok bio, it's gonna have links under. Oh goddamn, not that. All right. Oh Lord, hold on. I keep hitting the wrong shit. The links. This is going to pull up the links. When you click on it, it take you to my link tree. The first one is going to be the Father's Day Healing Circle that happens on Father's Day. And that's open donation. That's open to men and women, anybody ages 13 and up. Let's go ahead and have a day of healing. And then the next one is going to be the Daddy's Little Girls Coaching Group that starts on June 5th. Go ahead and sign up. The last time I checked, I had 6 spots. Once those spots are filled, that link will disappear. All right. Thank you. Let me go ahead and call Kitty Cat. She been waiting on me patiently over here. So I'm about to call you now. And we're gonna talk to her because she's watching me on YouTube. All right. I am here to help, if nothing else. Now, Kitty Cat, I'm calling your ass. Answer the phone. She said, can I call in? Girl, I'm calling you. Hello, how are you? All right, Kitty Cat, I don't know what you got going on. Let's get into it. Let's talk about now. I've been reading from my book. Y'all, I didn't call you Kitty Cat. Now shit. I've been reading from my book, guys. The book is the fantasy father versus the reality. Okay. We've been reading from that. If you want to join my live on TikTok and talk, let's talk. We talked about the cost of clinging to the fantasy, right? Now let's talk about how to reclaim the father within. The reason why I asked you all, listen, the reason why I asked you all that if you could establish this is my daddy's little girl's book. This is the reason why I asked you all if you could establish a relationship with your father, would you establish a relationship with your father? Because some of y'all it's not possible. Some of your fathers are deceased, right? We get it. You can't, right? Some of your fathers are not willing to do it. They still not in a safe space. And I'm not here to push you on them. We're not going to push ourselves on our fathers. We are not going to beg our fathers. We're not going to do any of that. You're not going to beg anybody to love you. That's the whole point of this class. We're going to talk about how to reclaim the father within, right? Because this class, this chapter is not about demonizing your father. That's not what we're doing, right? It is about dethroning the version of him that doesn't serve you anymore, right? You spent long enough craving something that he could not give. Some of our fathers don't know how to love us because they just don't know how to love. They were not loved, right? Some of them don't. Some of them didn't have daddies, right? They don't. So where are they getting this handbook from to be a father? All right. Listen. So because we're going to reclaim the father within, it is time to become your own protector. It is time to nurture the father energy within you. Again, I tell people all the time, a lot of us have masculine energy because there was no man to protect us. So we became the man that we needed. When I was building my empire, I used to pray to God when I still lived in the loft. I remember when I got my Mercedes and I still lived in the loft. So that was what, at the beginning of 2003. And I said, Lord, please send me a man. Lord, I'm the man that I need right now. Because, Lord, I don't want to become the man that I need. If I become the man that I want, then I'll probably remain single for the rest of my days. If I become, hold on, this is Kitty Cat. All right, friend, what you got going?
Hey, Miss Missy, how are you?
I'm good. What's popping? What's on your mind? Talk to us.
So I really resonated with the whole emotional orphan
Mm-hmm.
situation because growing up, I didn't really feel emotionally safe talking to my parents. My mom was very much always shut down emotionally by my dad. And it almost felt like the guys in the house, like my older brothers, they can freely say whatever, do whatever. But the girls, we just felt really much like torn down if we were to say something.
Yeah.
And then my mom very much emotionally abused. And I when I became a certain age of teenager, going to talk to that older auntie, but really with just girls around my neighborhood. And I ended up being with an older man who I felt like, oh, listen to me, or, my dad don't talk to me like that. He don't emotionally pour into me. So I ended up talking to older men. And then I think that's how a way young female or young person in general can end up being groomed, because I definitely was. And then also being sex trafficked at a very young age.
Mm.
And going through all that. So I think that it goes deeper. That's why you have to pour into your children emotionally and spiritually, because there is predators out there that will, because they want to capitalize off of your children. So I think that's something I definitely wanted to talk about.
Absolutely. Well, go ahead, friend. Talk.
So yeah, I felt like, and then it turns into something where I feel like they couldn't do nothing for me, and I felt like my mother wasn't a strong woman because she let a man walk all over her, and I became the most defiant, just angry young little lady, because I was only 15, 16 at the
And
time.
were you sexually active then?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was.
Well, that was your hormones losing your fucking mind. So when when young girls become defiant, you can always, the old folks say, "Oh, she's smelling herself," right? That's because your body didn't kick into overdrive for something you're not ready for. And just like you create a fantasy father, you create a fantasy woman. Now you are a woman. You wasn't ready for it. You're not emotionally ready for it. You're not physically ready for it. You're not spiritually ready for it. So then you become some type of superhero, like you defining all the odds, right? Because you out here doing what you want to do, and then you become defiant towards her, but you lose respect for her because now you feel like you on her level. You
Oh
want.
yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It took a long time for me, probably in my late 20s, to where I really started seeing my mom as a person or a human being than just my mom. Because a long time, my story kept being, oh, I'll never be like her. She let my dad just run all over her. And I used to get mad and be like, she even, because my mom is not from, originally from America, she's from the Philippines. That's another thing to talk about. It's when people are not from the same country, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, not from the same country, the control that the person has over the next person can be even greater.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times my mom felt like, oh, if I speak up for myself, or I, take up for me and my children, then he will probably divorce me and leave, because he'll say it. He'll say little stuff and to make her feel scared or something, and then she wouldn't want to take up for anybody, or because my dad was a really raging alcoholic, and he wasn't coming home like that. That's why I was like, oh my God, everything you saying just resonates so much, and it's just, and for years I was like, I'll never date a man like that. I'll never be with a man that take away my autonomy, until about last year. No, a year and a half. I ended up with a man who had a mask on. I didn't clock that mask, and this man was like, I felt like, oh my gosh, like, is that, I didn't know I was in an abusive relationship until I explained it to one of my friends. She's like, girl, that's abuse. I was like, oh, I didn't, that's abuse. Like, oh my gosh,
Well,
yeah.
that's manifestation at work. That when we listen, your energy flows where your attention goes, right? So when we say I'm not gonna have this type of man, I'll never be with this, I'll never be with that. 9 times out of 10, you end up attracting that. That's what you end up attracting, because that's all that's in your subconscious mind. And I talk about that when I teach manifestation.
Mhm.
Start talking about what you don't want and talk about what you do want. There's a way to talk about what you want in positive ways and still cut out. You know what I'm saying? So say, oh, I never have a man that argue with me all the time. I want a man that speaks love and life into me. You don't have to use the word argue, because you're saying I want a man that speaks life and love, but you have to take that out your mind. Even sometimes we say it out our mouth, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I want a man that I want a man that care about his kids. I don't want a man that done left his kids. I don't know. No, no, no. Don't say what you don't want. Because all the universe says, listen, y'all, it's not me. I told y'all I don't send y'all no damn messages. What the universe says is, the universe is saying, tears is that, oh, okay, you want a man that don't care about their kids, I'm gonna send all of them your way, because it doesn't resonate between positive and negative. It just hears what you're saying. So just start talking about, and I hope you're doing this, talking about what it is that you do want. I used to say I don't want a man with little kids, and I kept meeting men with kids. Then I said, hey, I would like a man with children 18 and over, or I want a man with no children. Right? I want a man that has no kids. And I started meeting, when I said I don't want a man with little kids, baby, they got younger and younger. Every goddamn time I turned around,
Yeah,
I met a single daddy. They was 12, then they was 8, then it was 2, then it was, goddamn, is the baby fresh? That's too much. But then I realized what I was saying out my mouth. If I keep saying I don't want a man with little children, even though that's facts, God keeps sending me. I mean, not God, the universe keep pointing men with children my way, because that's the energy I'm putting out. But when I say I don't want a man with no kids, like, and I stood on that. And in the back of my mind, I didn't say, I'm not saying, oh, I'm really saying this. No, flat out, no children. Then all of a sudden I started meeting all these men that had no children. And I said, bet. So my question is to you, are you coming to our class? I don't mean put you on the spot. Are you interested in it?
Yes, I am actually. I'm looking through. Especially after the live is over, I'm gonna go through and look through and figure out how to sign up and stuff.
Oh yeah. I send it to you. I'm gonna send you my link tree. That's not a problem. Anything you want to leave with the people?
Is it after like 4:30? Or is it like
Yeah,
what
no,
time?
no. It's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the
Okay.
classes will be recorded. It's a 4-week class. And like I said, I also offer one-on-ones if people are interested in that. Listen, if you watch me on TikTok, I do not have multiple accounts. I'm not messaging you. That's not my thing. Okay. All
Yes.
right. So I just sent you the link.
Okay. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go.
Hmm. Listen, I want to thank you for sharing with us.
I thank you.
Other people need to hear that. And we're gonna be doing this all week. Listen, y'all give it up for Kitty Cat. She is over here on YouTube. Mirror, 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 mirror. All right, y'all. Let's talk about how to reclaim the father within, right? Let's talk about that. We need to learn how to nurture the father energy that's within you, the part that provides, defends, and affirms. You can build a life where your safety isn't dependent on anyone else's approval. You can affirm your worth without waiting for a man, and I mean any man, to validate it, right? You can say, the man I imagined, listen, the man I imagined was beautiful, but I no longer need him. I need him to feel whole again. Okay, you can thank the fantasy for getting you this far and then close a chapter and write your own. What's up, y'all? My name is Coach Misty. I'm not going to go into reparenting yourself because that is going to be part of the class. But I want to say this before. Does anybody else want to go ahead and come in and share their experiences or just talk to us about what we got going on? Welcome in. It's your girl. We're talking about Daddy's Little Girls, the healing group that I have. Oh, the story about when I had the Mercedes. All right. So when I was building my empire, right? I was saying to myself, I said, Lord, please don't let me become the man. See, I had this version of this man that I wanted in my head. Huh? I had this version of my dream man in my head. And the dream man in my head, he was a go-getter. Listen, the dream man in my head was a go-getter. He owned several businesses. I didn't say he had to be a multimillionaire, but he was a go-getter. He was a visionary. That was most important to me. He was a visionary, right? My man drove. I love Mercedes. I done loved Mercedes my whole life. My dad, well, the man who raised me, drove Cadillacs, right? Drove Cadillacs my whole life, and then he drove a Hummer. But I always liked the Mercedes. Matter of fact, my grandfather, which is my step grandfather, but my grandfather had Mercedes my whole life, and I've always loved Mercedes. So the man I was gonna be, he drove a Mercedes. He was a visionary. He loved children. He was a homebody. You know what I'm saying? He liked music, concerts. Like he was my counterpart. I was a yin to his yang. We was doing this thing. We doing it, right? We doing it. And I said, Lord, please, as I started growing my businesses and business, you know what I'm saying? Shit started picking up and I was able to quit my job and I'm making money. I said, Lord, please let this man come because I fear that I'm becoming the man that I want. And here's the deal. I had this fantasy man in my mind. And I said, Lord, if I become the man that I want, then what? Then what? Huh? So y'all, I bought my Mercedes. I used to sit in my car and pray, Lord, please let me find. Maybe we can have matching Mercedes. Look, maybe we could just have matching Mercedes. And it wasn't just about buying a Mercedes. It was about going from a place of when I was a teenage mom, or when I was a single mother with 4 kids, or when I was a divorced mother at 30. Right? It went from that person who used to ride the bus to a person now who, at that time, when I got that Mercedes, I was making over $20,000 a month. And I was saying to myself, I said, shit gonna get weird because how am I to see back and see? I was still equating money. I said, who am I gonna find that's gonna be able to match my vibe? Right? Shit about to get weird. Dudes already, I haven't ate nothing yet, but Marshall A. Dudes, like, it's about to get weird out here, God. Let me find somebody who has more than me going on, who has vision, you know what I'm saying, that can still lead me. Because at this point, I'm leading myself. I was looking for Moses and I became Moses. I'm leading the people. I'm leading myself. I'm starting to meet men who asking me to help them have vision. God damn me, I want you to show me vision. And I prayed about it. And then I got to a point, y'all. I got to a point financially. I got to a point emotionally. I got to a point spiritually. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I started treating men as disposable objects. I asked you to do something, you don't do what I asked you to do, you out of here. You understand me? Now, men didn't just like me for for what I look like. They were attracted to who I was. Huh? They were attracted to who I was. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just like y'all women sit up and watch men with money, or follow y'all famous you follow your famous best rapper, a famous rapper. You follow, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, this one dude, I met him at a networking event, I'm gonna go follow him on social media. Men do the same thing, and not because they're users. Some men, hey, they looking for vision too. So now it was like, shit, it's more than just a cute face. And I became masculine. I started operating my masculine energy. It was real bad, real bad. Because what you gonna do? You can't do shit for me I can't do for myself. And I didn't want to get to that point. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? Because now, okay, we making $20,000 a month. That's minimum. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? And did I say that to men outright? No. Even if I didn't say it, men knew it. Even if I didn't say it, men knew it. Because see, I said, Lord, let me find somebody before I leave this loft. Before I leave this loft and start buying all the cars that I want, Lord, let me find somebody. Lord, please don't let me go to this $600,000 condo that I'm about to do. Lord, don't let me go over here to $600,000 condo. Lord, don't let me get this Porsche too, because now it's really gonna be a problem. And so the men that I started meeting, they start looking at me. You know what they would say to me? They say, I can't do shit for you. They said, I can't do shit for you. I had a man sit up and tell me, he said, remember, I was looking for this fantasy man. Once I became, and I wasn't trying to become the fantasy man. It just happened like that. Because I feel like once you make a certain amount of money, a female has to act in her masculine because of the type of shit that you got going on. Once you reach a certain tax bracket, that certain energy you have to have because you're handling big business. You're handling big business and big money. You can't go in there as June Cleaver talking about $500,000. You can't do that. Right? So I became the man that I needed. And then I started disrespecting the men who were in front of me. I started treating them like trading cards. Huh? I started treating them, you know what I'm saying? Like I started switching them out like shoes. right? Because what you won't do, another one will. And if you don't say what, if you don't do what I need you to do, you out of here, right? Because I'm starting to look better. I'm starting to look better. I'm starting to feel better. My skin clear. What you mean? I'm losing weight, huh? Yeah, yeah. Huh? You and I pull up together. We pull up together at the light. Your girlfriend might look at me to see who in this car, huh? I told this one dude, stop talking to me crazy before I pull your baby mama. I'm not even a lesbian, Lord. But that's where I was with it, and I had to take a step back, and I had to realize you need to. First of all, you're not a man. That's number one. Number two, that fantasy that you had, you became that. You need to come up with a new. You need to come up with a new set of rules. You need to define what love looks like. You need to understand that operating your masculine is not going to turn a man on. It's going to turn a man away. Huh? You can't outman a man. You have to understand that money isn't everything, but vision is. I had to take a step back and get my shit together because I was gonna end up. Listen. You said not pull his baby mama. Absolutely, I'll pull your baby mama. Stop talking to me. What? And I don't even like women, but stop playing with me. It was a problem. I became a problem. I became a menace because I became the fantasy man that I had in my head. I became that, and I had to put myself in check. Okay, so that's how I was with the Mercedes. I had to really put myself the fuck together. Now, am I gonna let somebody talk to me crazy? Absolutely the fuck not. But I never let nobody talk to me crazy, no matter what I had. Right? Am I gonna let you lead me off a cliff? Absolutely the fuck not. But am I willing to listen? Absolutely. Am I gonna hear you out? Absolutely. Am I going to respect you for the man that you are? Absolutely. Am I woman enough to say that I need a man, or first of all, I don't need you don't need anything. That I desire a man, I desire companionship? Absolutely. I'm not that fucking independent. I don't give a fuck how much money I got to shit I still don't want to do. It's not, huh? It's listen, ain't doing it, huh? Ain't doing it. So once I really sat down and really got my shit together, then I started treating men differently and things start happening for me. Let's talk about this before I get off here because I do gotta call this lady. I'm gonna give you can ask me whatever you want to when I call you. Let's talk about how to love without lack. Can I give y'all that real quick? Everybody know how to sign up for the class. Anybody need me to explain that? Let's talk about how to love without lack. Let's talk about how to receive without begging, how to chase without losing yourself, and how to love without sacrificing your soul. Can I do that for y'all real quick before I leave? I want you to know that you are not crazy. You are not crazy. You are not asking for too much. You are not doomed to repeat the same relationship over and over. But listen, but if you are used to loving from lack, huh? Loving from lack. Yes, lack. Loving from lack. Huh? You willing to accept any goddamn thing. Loving from lack. You willing to accept any fucking thing. Huh? Let me say, listen, loving from lack is loving from wounds. You're loving from wounds. You're loving from absence. You're loving from desperation. Huh? Real love will confuse you. When real love come your way, that's why I get my shit together. Real love will confuse you when it come your way because you used to loving from a place of hurt. I say this again. Peace will feel boring. I love a peaceful. Oh shit. I went on a date a couple weeks ago with this guy. He was boring as fuck, and I loved it. Oh, it was such a boring date. Not that I wasn't interested, it was just boring. It was a good old movie date. Wasn't nothing, nothing. His phone wasn't going off. He wasn't sitting there ignoring his phone. Like we both don't feel that motherfucker going off because we in the theater. Like that bitch ain't in your pocket. Like his phone didn't go off. Huh? He didn't try to, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom and check my none of that. It was boring. It was great. It was amazing. Huh? It was amazing. He didn't ask me about getting in my pants. It was amazing. He didn't be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I, what we doing afterwards? We chilled. He said, let me walk you to your car. Fucking amazing. He said, I want to see you again. Not, oh, let me go lay up with you. What we doing? Let's get a nightcap. You know what I'm saying? Let me do this to you. Amazing. It was boring as fuck. I said, my God, this man has peace. I love it. This is what I'm looking for. It was simply a movie date. And I enjoyed every goddamn minute of it. Simply a movie date. We laughed. He gave me a hug. We talked about stuff. We stood in my car and spoke and talked. He said, let me know when you get home safely. I'll do the same because I live closer than he did. We were comfortable in our clothing. I didn't have to put on no bullshit. Yeah, I'll be on tonight. Yeah. Tonight, millionaire said I didn't have to put on no nothing. It was boring as hell. And it was amazing. We damn near had on both had damn near had on sweatpants and shit. Okay. But he bought me a pizza. He bought me a pizza, and it's so crazy because now when I meet men are automatically assume they don't have to do anything for me because I have so much. And I ain't talking about I don't meet lames. I'm talking about I meet dudes who have careers. I meet dudes who make six figures, but when they meet up with me, they figure or they go like, oh, okay, well, is you buying the food up? This ain't no 50-50 type shit. What you mean? No, I don't fuck what I got. I still want you to buy me some. I still want you to buy me Raisinets at the movies. The man bought me pizza. He's like, "What you want?" I was like, can I get a pizza?" He said, "Sure." He bought me pizza, and I said, "Thank you." And he looked at me. He said, "For what?" I said, "For the date." And he was like, "For a pizza?" I said, don't do that." I said, "You don't understand the type of shit that I go through. You don't understand the type of shit that I be in. You don't understand the type of shit where dudes be like, oh shit, she got it. You got more than I got. You don't understand." I said, "Thank you. Thank you for being boring. Thank you for being peaceful. Thank you for not having your phone go off. Shit, your phone might be blowing up. I would never know about it. Thank you for just being. I appreciate that. Thank you for being a fucking man." Hmm? So I want you to know stability will feel foreign if you love him from lack. Stability, if you are loving from lack, if you don't have no peace, and if you had these open daddy wounds and all this other shit, stability will feel foreign. And be in love without working for it, it feels uncomfortable. Huh? That's what I'm trying to help y'all heal these daddy wounds. Close that shit up. Huh? Let's go and clean it out. Stitch it the fuck up and find something else to do. Because when your childhood was shaped by abandonment, inconsistency, or absence, your idea of love becomes warped. You chase highs, you seek intensity, you attach to the unavailable, hoping you can fix it to not be broken. I'm saying it again. When your childhood was shaped by abandonment or inconsistency, and this is for male or females, or absence, your idea of love becomes warped because you chase highs, you chase foolishness, you chase fuckery, you seek intensity. Sometimes we create scenarios to fall out with somebody just to get back with them. Some women, y'all do silly shit. Well, I'm gonna let him call and I'm not gonna answer the phone and see what happened. What? I'm gonna intentionally say something about his baby mama to see whose side he take. What? Y'all sitting at home being perfectly calm, perfectly cool, and you gonna say something outrageous out the way to see what side he take. You still looking at me. The man has already chosen you. What the fuck are you still in the race? And then you wonder why. Now on the road again. Don't get all high and mighty on this motherfucker. I'm gonna talk about y'all too. And then you wonder why this man go and seek solitude somewhere else. You wonder why this man go to somewhere else and seek peace. You don't even know how to love. You don't even know how to have boring love. You don't understand. Y'all ain't always got to go out somewhere every weekend. You don't know how to just sit in the house and be. You don't know how to sit in the house and just be. That man just want to be under you. And that's the problem. Okay. And that's the problem. You know why? Because we're loving out of lack. Huh? We still that little girl who needed a father. And you trying to love from that place. That little girl who needed a father turned into a woman who still need a father. And you want this man to come in and love you. You want him to father you instead of being a husband to you. You start doing childish things because you want to be reprimanded. You start doing childish things because you want to be disciplined and you don't even understand that you're doing the shit because you really needed your dad. Did you say yikes? Yikes. Look, yikes. What? Listen, what you mean? What happens when you start getting tired of boring love and you want to go out? Boring love doesn't mean you stay in the house. Boring love could be at the movies. What you mean you get tired of boring love? Boring love means peace. That's what I like. Boring shit. It's peaceful. Now, if you dealing with somebody and you a homebody, they a homebody and you not, you might need to make a decision about that. Maybe you're not with the right person. My question is, if I'm with somebody and I love them and they love me and they give me what I'm looking for, what the fuck is in the streets? What is in the streets? You want to have dinner? Let's get dressed and go have dinner. What's in the streets? If you are tired of staying in the house, if you are tired, Tamara, join the live and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You'll be the last person I talk to because I don't never want to put words in nobody's mouth. So I sent you an invitation to join the live. Let's go ahead and get a full understanding of what you're saying. Because here's the deal. I'm a homebody. So I'm going to be with somebody who else is a homebody. That ain't saying that we can't go and do concerts and shit. I'm not going to be with somebody who want to go out every weekend. We're going to have an issue. If I date somebody who like to go out every weekend, we're going to have problems. It's going to be an issue. Either I'm going to be unhappy out with him every weekend, or he's going to go out every weekend and find somebody who want to do the shit that he want to do. The shit ain't going to work. We are not on the same page. Tamara, I sent you an invitation. Do you see it? You said like if he don't do, I don't know, friend. Listen, I don't think she may not know how to join the live. I sent the invitation. See, listen, if he want to be outside, so here's the deal. If he don't want to be out, so here's the deal. Men want to be outside for two reasons. Some people are just extrovert and they like to do shit. I would never date a man who like to rock climb. I'm not doing that. Ain't no compromise. That ain't in my DNA. I'm not fucking with it. So when I meet a dude and he be like, "Oh, I like to rock climb and I like to do whoop whoop the whoop," that ain't for me. Good day, good luck on your journey. I don't fuck with it. Okay, we can go to the park sometime, but rock climb, nah, I'm good. We ain't got shit in common. She don't see my number, kitty cat. She over here, and I can't put my number up here. I would never date a man. I was dealing I was dealing with a man earlier this year who loved to go out. He go out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and he just don't go out to the club. He go to the after hour spot. He go because he's comfortable with you. He don't like to go out no more because he's comfortable with you. Obviously, you're not comfortable with him. If you're dealing with somebody who don't like to go out and they're not severely depressed, he's comfortable at home. He was going out to meet somebody and he met them. The fuck? Come on. What are we doing? He's comfortable. Like I said, I met somebody who like to go out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Friday and Saturday night, not only do he want to go to one or two clubs, he want to go to an after hour spot, which means if I go out with him, we're gonna be out from 9:30 p.m. damn near to 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing it. I tried it 2 times. I'm not doing it. That ain't who I am. I'm not the girl for you. That's what he do. He like to do that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's his shit. I'm not the girl for you. He wanted me to go out with him. He was proud when we would go out together. He wasn't like, "Oh, I'm go out with me," and and acting like we not together. No, man, we were matching. He was proud when we was out, baby. Listen, what you mean? I been my man, my I had to say that shit. My man, my man, my man. Look at him, baby. We out, huh? Yes, God. You know what I'm saying? That's what he liked to do. That might be too much for me and you, but that's what he liked to do. Hey, Pinky Red. So I'm saying this to say that when I realized that I did it one weekend, I did it 2 weekends. Goddamn me, I'm not doing it no more. I recognize what it is because as a grown woman, I'm not going to try to change anybody. If that's who you are, I have to respect it. I have to respect it so much that I have to bow out of this. That's not who I am. I'm not going to change who I am to be to help to be with you because then I will grow to resent you. You not listen. You my type, but you not my type. And I'm going to go ahead and let you be with somebody that's your type. And the minute I stopped going out with him, and all of a sudden he had a play sister that would go out with him everywhere. The play sister, y'all know that story. He even invited me out one night. He's like, "Oh, I'm out with my play sister." Had her on FaceTime and everything. She, "Hey, how you doing? I done heard a lot about you." Whoop de whoop. I said, "Oh, okay." And he talking about, "Yeah, we gonna be up here. Come get dressed and come up here." You know what I'm saying? Come up here, woo woo. So I go up there, baby. The same way he was with me. Now this your play sister. The same way that he would be with me when we would go out, he was there standing in front of her like he was security. I walked in. I said, "I don't know what kind of play shit y'all got going on, but y'all got me fucked up. I don't know what kind of shit y'all got going on right here. Play sister, play cousin. She from my hometown, but y'all got me fucked up. Huh? I don't know what kind of potty shit y'all trying to get me into, but y'all got me fucked up." And I left that alone. No ham, no Sam, no ma'am. We're not doing that. Huh? Even though when I walked in, he was very affectionate with me and very, kissing on me and everything like that. And he put her on fat. No hand, no Sam, no ma'am. Fuck you mean. Cause you not gonna give both of us that same attention. You're not gonna give both of us that same attention. You're not. So that means somebody gonna be in a state of lack. And if you stop treating her, obviously she like the way you treating her. And if you start treating me like that, because I done showed up, that she gonna have a pissy attitude. And then if you try to treat me anything less than what you treated me before, I'ma slap the dog shit out of you. Either way, I'm going to jail. So let me just go ahead and go home and delete your number and stay blessed. You see how that worked out? The math was mathing. The math was mathing. Now, if I was still operating out of loving out of lack, then I probably would have been in a competition. I would have been like, "Oh, she got me fucked up." I would have made him prove. I would have made him pick right then and there. If I was still in a state of lack, if I was still in the pick me state, if I still had open daddy wounds, I would have made him make a choice. Because I'm gonna tie this back into what I was talking about. Because listen, I feel like my dad didn't make a choice back then. My dad didn't choose me. So I would have made him make choose right then and there. You see what I'm saying? I would have made him choose right then and there. Is you with me or you with her? That's when loving and lack. Loving with lack looks like. Them daddy wounds. What you gonna choose, me or her? And it's not even that serious. I had just started dealing with him. But because if I'm still dealing in my daddy wounds, I'm like, my daddy didn't choose me. My daddy chose to go over here and have another family. So who you gonna choose? Me and not saying, "Oh, my dad can't love all his kids the same, or I can't have a relationship with my dad." You know what I'm saying? Just like he have a relationship with his sons, you're gonna have to choose because I've been waiting to be chose. I have been waiting for someone to choose me my whole life. And it would have been that moment right then and there where I would have told him, "You're gonna have to make a choice. Either you take her home, we gonna take her home, and me and you gonna kick it, or I'm gonna have to go ahead and go." But guess what? Because I have healed my daddy wounds, because I understand who my father is as a person, right? Because I understand that his choice has no reflection on who I am, because I know my worth, I bowed out. I went on and left. I put it into that bullshit. I recognize that this is not the situation for me. I recognize that I don't have to prove myself to be with this man. I recognize that I'm not in competition with this young lady. I recognize that this is a race that I did not sign the fuck up for. I recognize that leaving is not quitting, it is preserving my peace. Now, did I see a dude from back in the day that I used to deal with in that same club? Did I may or may not have told him, "Let's go to another spot," or he may not have pulled me aside like, "Do you remember who I am?" Did I or did I not hook up with that man? I would hook up with him anyway. Told you I'm not loving. Listen, I'm loving without lack, but that don't mean I'm not petty to the motherfucker, huh? That don't mean I'm petty. Okay, never said I was petty, but listen. Did I walk out with that tall drink of motherfucking water right in that man's face? Absolutely the fuck did. Huh? Bye. Looking ass. This my play brother. Bye. Did I do it to get back at him? No. I did it because I didn't want to waste the outfit, and that motherfucker I saw at the club was holding. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back on track, guys. Okay. If you are I walked out, that motherfucker that stopped me. Hey, it might have been 10 years, but okay, I know you. Okay. Listen, that was gonna be a good time every time. Thank you, Jesus. Huh? Shit, I probably would have went home with him if it just would have been me and old boy out. I would have did the math. Boy, fuck you, bye. I would have went home with him either way. Okay, I'm petty. All right, but that's not part of the class. Okay, God is still working on me. Listen, let me say this and say that. Listen, you were not meant to chase. Listen, you were not. I ain't gonna lie to that's my play brother. No, ma'am, that's a throwback. Listen, you were never meant to chase what should flow. Huh? You were never meant to chase what should flow. You said that's what I kind of did. I left the situation and someone else found me right away. Well, you should have left the situation because that wasn't your person. You should have left the situation. If you with somebody and you like to go out and they don't like to go out and it's causing friction, that's not your person, that's not your time. And go ahead and let the person find you. I need y'all to release these people. You need to release these people from your life. Some of these people are not even in physically in your life no more, but they live rent free in your motherfucking head. Release your ex. Release your baby daddy. Release your father. Release these people back into the fucking wilderness so you can allow love to come to you. Huh? You still mad about what your daddy did? Your daddy left at 8 years old. You still mad about that? And that anger is stopping you from finding real love because you don't really love yourself. Huh? That anger stopping you from fully loving yourself. You still mad about your baby daddy and what he did. Them kids is grown as fuck. You still can't even look this man in the face. You want to fight him at the high school graduation. Release. Let that shit go. How can love fly? He done moved on. He released. He done moved on, married somebody else, had kids, and your motherfucking ass still mad. Okay, and y'all kids is 19 and 20 years old. Release that shit and let it go. Be thankful for what it was, the experience. Thank you for my children. Now, thanks for my child looking ass. Thank you for my children. Thank you for whatever experience I had with you. Everything wasn't all bad. We only think about the bad shit when it ended. Think about the good stuff. I tell people, listen. Listen, you said you've been separated for 10 years and I still hold disappointment. You got to let that shit go. You've been separated for 10 years? Why the fuck ain't y'all divorced? You got to let that shit go. Huh? I release people back into the wilderness. I want the best for you. I don't say that. I don't say that because I'm being a smart ass. I really want the best for you. I'm going to release you and I want you to find who's for you. And in releasing you, I'm opening up to myself to find for people to find me. Because if I'm holding on to you emotionally, if I'm holding on to the idea of us spiritually, if I'm holding on to the idea of me and you mentally, it don't matter who pops up in my face, I will never let them in because that's blocking it. Huh? That's blocking it. Y'all holding on to motherfuckers who ain't even thinking about you no more. Let that shit go. Blow that shit off. You hear me? You said your kids are 8 and 10, and he uses them to hurt me. I let him get them, and you said I let him get them, but that's not enough for him. How a person can only hurt you if you accept what the fuck they giving. A person can't hurt my feelings. A person can be like, "Oh, you fat bald head bitch." I'm like, "You probably right." A person can only hurt your feelings if you accept what the fuck they shelling out. That's the only way a person can hurt your feelings. If he's hurt, if you saying that he is hurting you through your children, then that means you got some shit that you still got. You still holding on to. Motherfucker can't hurt me. How you can say whatever you want to. Oh, okay, you right. You got it. The fuck. There's no emotions involved. When there's no emotions involved, and you have really come to peace with the not terms, you've come to peace with the situation. It's nothing a person can do to hurt you. You got it. Absolutely. People ask me, did somebody call and tell you, did your ex-husband call you and tell you happy Mother's Day? He actually did, right in bright 030. But if he didn't, I'm not his mother. He lost his mother. Mother's Day might be something for him. I'm not mad about what happened between us. I enjoy the fruits of our labor. I enjoy our children. I'm not mad about that. That man don't owe me shit. Nothing. Kids grown and gone. Okay? They ain't got shit to do with me. Nothing. Not knock it off. Oh, you heard your ex-husband got a new girlfriend or they might be getting married. Good for him. You don't feel no type of way? Why would I? Why would I? I had an amazing run. That man needs to live just like I'm living. People be like, damn, how you feel like that? Or my favorite, when I was the last relationship I was in, The last relationship I was in, my friends called me crazy because I bought matching pajamas for myself, the guy I was dating, and his two children. His daughter was grown and his son was in middle school. And then I bought matching pajamas for his they were still married. I thought that was his, well, I knew by then. I bought matching pajamas for their mother. They were separated but still legally married. So I'm not gonna say his ex-wife because that was still his wife. But I bought matching pajamas for their mother. And motherfuckers was like, what? You bought matching pajamas for her? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? And then if this man filed for divorce and we are going on our way to get married and this, that, and the other, I'm not going to have this woman, this lady, this is this woman's only children is with this man. And everybody got on matching pajamas. I bought her some pajamas too. The fuck am I? What? My friends thought I was out of my fucking mind. Why would you buy her pajamas? What y'all gonna do? Take family pictures? I said, if she want to come over on Christmas, that's fine. Oh my God, you are out your motherfucking mind. She could never. I said, what am I upset about? I said, I said that woman ain't did shit to me. Nothing. Nothing at all. She ain't never did shit to me. Huh? I said she is allowing me to be a part of her children's lives without no foolishness and no complications. Huh? She is allowing me to share time and space with her only son. She trusts her husband, and she trusts his father enough to know and trust me for me to be part of this boy's life without no foolishness or fuckery. So why would I sit up here and not buy her a pair of matching pajamas? Family is family. And if he and I get married, that means we all family. Yes, she can come over. She don't have to come over here when he here. If her child is here, she can come over here. I don't give a damn about her having my address. I'm gonna give it to her. If your son is here, you're welcome over here. You hear what I'm saying? Because I'm not insecure. I'm not loving out of lack. Huh? I'm not fighting for a position. It was, you said it wasn't even big of me. It was just the right thing to do. It was just the right thing to do. Because I don't know how I would feel. I don't know if I would feel if my husband, who I'm still legally married to, has now said he wanted to divorce me. And then on top of that, right? Yes, we may not be cohabitating together. However, that is the love of my life. Come on, somebody. That's the love of that woman's life. And now he's saying he wants to move on and do something different. And on Christmas Day, not with your little son, but your kids have matching pajamas on and you have nothing. You don't have the same thing. And then you look online and you see pictures of me and him and we all got on matching pajamas and you left on the outside. That ain't gonna do nothing but cause friction. I'm not here to be your enemy. I'm not here to replace you. Huh? I'm here to work with you. Do you understand me? I'm here to work with you. I'm not here to replace you. Your story is your story. I'm not that. Listen, the one thing you can't compete with. Let's pause this daddy talk. One thing, ladies. One thing you can't compete with. You can't compete with time. You can't repeat. You can't compete with history. Stop. Stop trying to do that shit. When you meet a man who's been with a woman for a long time and they have children, stop trying to compete with history. You can never. You could never catch up. Him and that woman been together since they were 16 years old. You can never catch up with that. So stop. You ain't gonna do shit but run. When y'all try to start competing with history and competing with time, huh? All you do is remind him. You keep bringing her up. Let me give y'all a little game, and you keep bringing her up. Listen, and you keep bringing her up. All you're gonna do is put her in the back of his mind. Stop, stop. It's weird. Stop. Focus on who you are and what y'all got going. That's just a little tad bit of advice. It has a lot to do with this, but not as much because we talking about loving without lack. What that look like? Stop. It's weird, right? Respect the time that was given. Respect the relationship, and it will respect you. Respect the co-parenting relationship, and real quick, stay your nose out of grown folks' business unless asked to smell something. Huh? Baby, when I dropped this book, the dating guide, the big girl's guide to dating, and I ain't talking about just wait. I'm talking about grown woman's guide to dating, the big girl's guide to dating. Let y'all see shit from a whole different perspective. Stop putting your nose and shit ain't got nothing to do with you. You said, is it weird to want to know about the side chick after divorce? You only want to know about the side chick because you want to compare notes. You want to see, oh, well, what she got that I don't have? Yes, it's weird to know about the side chick. They ain't got shit to do with you. Why would you want to know about the side chick? For what? For what? Unless a side chick was somebody who knew you, that ain't got shit to do with you. That woman don't owe you shit. Don't get me started on the side chick. That woman don't owe you nothing. That woman don't owe you no explanation. She don't owe you no apology. Your spouse is the person who brought her into that situation. She didn't kick the door in and demand that they be together. That woman don't owe you nothing. What the fuck you want to know about the side bitch for? Is wild as fuck to me. I ain't never worried about if hey, nothing. I ain't never did no investigative work or nothing. You cheating on me. You don't want to be here no more. Let's go ahead and handle this. Let's go and take care of this. Okay. Yeah, stop asking about the side chick. It's gonna do, because most of the time the side chick ain't got shit on this. Most of the time the side chick resume is nothing in comparison to yours. It's not. All it's gonna do is fuck with your self worth, right? But what the side piece gave him was a place of peace. See, men don't really care. Real men don't give a fuck about what a woman have. Listen, don't ask the kids nothing. Stop putting the kids in the situation. Kids only report to you when they feel like they owe you some type of allegiance, some type of loyalty. Don't let the kids. My kids used to come home and tell me when me and their father split up, and they would go spend time with their father. They would come home and tell me shit. And I stopped my kids from that. You are not court reporters. You are not live on five. The only thing I want to know, were you mistreated? If you were not mistreated, what happens at your father's house is your business. Did you have a good time? All right, let's carry on business as usual. Stop putting kids in that situation. Even if the kids feel like they got to come back and tell you something because they feel some type of sense of loyalty, I need you to shut that shit down. That's what a responsible person does. Shut that shit down. Kids can't even enjoy nothing. Then you put kids in this weird place. Like, damn, I got to act like I don't like my daddy new girlfriend or his new wife because I want to feel like I'm loyal to my mother, but I really do like her. That's too much. That's too much. And what y'all don't understand is when a man decides to love something, listen, let me tell you something. When a man really decides to be in love and decides to make somebody his wife, not out of convenience, not because out of old age, but out of love, he will choose his wife over his children every time. He will choose his wife over them kids every time. Don't put them kids in that situation. That man will choose that woman. He can make more kids. He can't get another her. Stop. Let it go. Stop talking about that woman bad in front of them children. Stop. You said you wanted a break. You said you needed some help. Let her ass help. I remember when my ex-husband, the other chick, she wanted to, oh, the kids, girl, this is their shoe size. This is what they need for school. They need school supplies. You want me to meet you and come get the shit? What you want me to do? What you need me to do? How you want to do this? Girl, yes, I'm gonna put you on. Listen, I'm gonna add your name to the school so you can go pick them up too. Oh, she was sick of me. You want you want to be stepmama? Here you go. Here, bitch. Here. She was sick of me. Huh? She was sick of me. Yes. Yep. Uh-huh. Sure do. Ian need a haircut. You gonna take them? Cause I gotta work. You want to be stepmama? Now here's some real game. We didn't got off top. Here's some real game. You got one of them women who are overzealous and overstepping their boundaries. Don't fight with her, because all it's gonna do is confirm whatever the fuck he done said about you. No, don't fight with the bitch. No, don't get upset. Don't withhold them kids. Girl, let them kids go over there. If she not doing nothing to hurt your kids, she wanna do hair, baby. Every child I had will go over there with their hair on top of their head, Don King style. Go on over there. Let her braid. She know how to braid. Let her braid they shit up. Huh? Yes. What you you want to keep them this weekend? Absolutely. Y'all want some food? I'll buy y'all food. Matter of fact, I'm sending kids over there with groceries. I appreciate you, Stink. Baby, listen. Hmm? Listen, I'm buying groceries for everybody. Them too. I'm like, girl, what you like to eat? You like bagels? What kind? I'm gonna buy you a 6-pack. Ow. That bitch gonna be like, what? Because listen, okay, I'm gonna just send my stamp card. Just send it back. I ain't got no stamp card. That was back in the day, but I would have. Huh? Because guess what? I said I want to help, and here it is. You said you want to be in my business. I'm gonna put you all up in it. You want to be in my business? I'm gonna put you all up in it. You won this man over by telling him, oh yeah, I love kids and I'm gonna help you with your kids and this, that, and the other. Let's put that shit to the test. Okay? Let's put that shit to the test. Cause somebody lying. Somebody gonna be end up lying. Man, maybe it's somebody in the blind. And then the truth come out. And you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to listen. Your kids and got some extra attention because she gonna do the all-American most with them kids, baby. She gonna, oh my God, I just love the kids so much. What people she gonna do the all-American most with them kids. The kids gonna get all kind of shit that you ain't gotta buy. You saving money, you getting rest. Hell, you might be getting some. You might get your little boyfriend or two. Stop stressing out about shit like that. If you trust their daddy enough to have them, you should trust the woman that he picks. You should know that his father, if you know that man is a good father, he may not have been a good husband or a good boyfriend, but he's a good father. If he's a good father, then you let them kids go on over there and mind your business and get dressed and go out. Have you some fun. Have your girls' day. Do something with your life. Okay, get you something. Okay? Stop sitting up here talking about I gotta do everything myself. No, you don't. You just want to run everything. You can't control that over there. Huh? Go out and do what you need to do. Anyway, y'all, listen, I'm about to get off this phone. We didn't talk. This lady, she been waiting on me to call her for a minute. Listen, if you want to go ahead, I'm gonna show you how to get in the class. I also have another book called Girl Fuck You. We are still doing pre-order sales on that one. You can go to girlfu.com. You are more than welcome. Listen, I'm stress free than a bitch. Okay, stress free. And my kids grown and gone, but stress free. I didn't play that shit. You wanna come on? Come on. I went through the same thing with my ex. When he and I moved in together, all of a sudden he went from having his son every other weekend to now he had to have him every weekend and every holiday. His mother did that to try to deter, to try to throw a monkey wrench, in what me and him have, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna send him over there every weekend. He's not gonna say no. He's not gonna say, oh, I'm not getting my son every weekend because he loved his son. That's the love of his life. That's his only son. So of course he gonna get his son every weekend. Right. So she thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna send him over there every weekend trying to make me sick of it. Guess what, motherfucker? I'm a mother of four, grandmother of two. And your son can take care of himself. Girl, I love that little boy being over there. I had an extra pair of legs to give me ice cream sandwiches when I was downstairs. Love that. Little boy is amazing. Right? That was my buddy. Hmm? That was my buddy. I'm a boy mom. I have two boys and two girls. I love little boys. I'm a boy mom, right? I love it. I used to be a school teacher as well. So I helped him with his stuff. Baby, when she saw that I wasn't doing no tripping and her son really liked coming over there, he went back to coming over every other weekend. It wasn't every holiday, every Thursday through Sunday. He went back to college. No, no, friend, the class is for 4 weeks. He went back, he went to come in every other weekend. Huh? Because then guess what? Her son went home and started talking about me too much. And then she got jealous. And then was like, oh, then or someone be like, oh, I want to go over there this weekend. Can I go over there this weekend? And she, no, you gonna stay here with me. He had a room in my house and everything. Come on, Stink. He ain't bothering me. He fucking 12. Okay. Okay. All right. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna show y'all one last time. We had an amazing time. You said what? You said good for her? Yeah. And what I'm saying? We gotta understand it. It was amazing. Praise God to my blessings flow. Let me show y'all what we got going. All right, y'all. So if you are just joining, my name is, yes, you can pay for the class separately. I'm about to show you. All right, y'all. So let me show you how this works. So when you go to you said my kids love Aggie House. I have no problem. Okay. You said he did. He had his PlayStation and he would bring over to the house. He hooked his PlayStation up. I had a gamer chair I had an old gamer chair that I used to do my lives in. Baby, that baby was all right. Shit. He'd be upstairs. My room was downstairs, and he could be upstairs. Baby, listen, we was chilling. Okay, chilling like villains. Okay, that baby had all the Oreos he wanted. He was upstairs with all the snacks. Shit. Okay, come on. Yeah, you seen my house dip to deep. He had a room. Me and what's his name was together for a little bit. I made him a room here too. He wanted to come over here as a fucking pool. Oh my God. What? She wanted to come over here. I'm like, girl, come on over here and sit by the pool. Let's talk. Huh? Have a margarita or something. Shit. What we doing? Huh? Listen, guys, if you go and click on my TikTok link, listen, go to click on my TikTok, y'all. Let's go ahead and sell this class out. You are more than welcome, friend. I'm here to help. Let's go ahead and sell this class out. If you go ahead and click on my TikTok link, right under my bio, ladies and gentlemen, you will see a link. You will see these links. It's a link tree. So go ahead and press that. So when you press that, it brings up 4 links. You're going to go to the first one, which is my link tree. And let me show you. Thank you. When you get to my link tree, there it is. The first thing is the Father's Day Healing Circle. The Father's Day Healing Circle is for everybody, not just females. It's for everybody, male and female, 13 and up. This is a one-time event. This is open donation. It's on Eventbrite. It's a one-time event, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to have a kumbaya moment, and we're going to start that healing process, right? So it's an open donation thing. Let me tell you something. Father's Day hurts just like Mother's Day for anybody. And listen, if your kids are 13 or up, come on and let them kids come in there. Everything I'm doing is age appropriate for 13 and up. We're going to do some affirmations. We're going to do some other good things. And we're going to acknowledge, listen, we're going to acknowledge the father that we have or we don't have. And we're going to acknowledge the blessings that we've received, and we're going to go and start the healing process and talk about what that looks like for us, right? And I definitely want men in this group. I definitely want men. I want to see men in this group, and I want to see young men in this group. You understand me? Because, like, so I do have another book, and I ain't about to get into that shit with y'all because it ain't out yet. I'm releasing it on Father's Day. It's called No Father, No God, No Father, but Still a King, right? And that's for the men who didn't have a father. But listen, I want everybody to come to the healing circle. It's open donation. And then the second one, ladies, daddy's little girls, the coaching. It starts June 5th. It's the 4-week coaching class. It's $77 for the coaching class. And I will send you the electronic form of the book as well, the ebook. And we also have workbooks and everything. That class starts Thursday. So go ahead and sign up. If you use that link, I offer Afterpay and Klarna for the coaching class as well. All right. But real quick, I gotta give it to him. Listen, the lady who's waiting on me to do this, I'm gonna give you another free a free reading that you can use at a later time because you've been more than patient. I should have talked to you about 2 damn hours ago. So she's like, girl, I'm watching you. I do want to do this before we go because I want to know, I want the men on here. I want to know that you are heard and you are here. I want to say this to say that. Um, to the men, because I'm gonna release this ebook on Father's Day. I'm also gonna turn it into a regular paperback too. I want to say this to the men who didn't grow up with a father. Understand that I know that you are the man that they forgot to teach. You are the man that they forgot to teach because you didn't ask for this either. You didn't ask to grow up without a father. This is to the gentleman. You didn't ask to be raised by a woman who loved you hard but could not hug you soft. Women who are raising male children, you need this book as well. You didn't ask to become a man in a world that only values your strength and not your soul. But here you are, trying to love without a blueprint. This book is going to answer a lot of the questions that women have about the men in their lives and why they did what they did. Trying to lead without ever being led, trying to show up in relationships when no one ever showed up for you. This book is not here to judge you, it's here to witness you. Because too many men of color are silently drowning in silence, in pride, in pressure, and in pain. You were taught how to provide but not feel. You were taught to protect but not express. You were taught to hustle but not heal. You were taught that feelings make you weak and that softness is a luxury you cannot afford, especially if your mother never had that luxury either. And this is where it gets deeper. Some of you all date outside your race, not because you hate black or brown women, but because you are tired. You have been starved of the nurturing for so long that you chase softness anywhere it shows up. You are drawn to women who are raised to be delicate, adored, and protected. Because deep down, you just didn't want love, you wanted relief, right? But the truth is, and I'm talking to the black and brown men, the women you resent might look like the woman who raised you, right? And that resemble brings up everything that you never healed, right? It's triggered by the tone of her voice. It's triggered by her independence, her refusal to beg, right? You take her strength as a threat, not realizing she's tired too. You say that she's too masculine, but you forgot she had to be because your father wasn't there for her either. Hmm? I'm about to hang up. You have internalized a quiet blame that somehow your mother's mouth drove your father away. That if she had been more submissive, more patient, more soft, maybe your father would have stayed. And now you withhold commitment from women who remind you of her, not realizing that you're repeating the very abandonment that broke you. But here's the truth, King. You are not broken, you just were not fathered. And you've never been given permission to be vulnerable, only valuable. And that ends here. So listen, when I dropped this book on Father's Day for the men, this book is about your rebirth, not a reinvention, but a return to the man you were before the silence, before the armor, before the survival mode, because you are still the boy who wanted to be held. You are still that young man who wanted someone to stay. You are still that king learning how to carry a crown with a full heart instead of a heavy head. So let's talk, let's unlearn, let's release, and then let's build. I want you welcome to your healing. I want to welcome you to the throne. Uh, go to my link tree and subscribe for whatever the fuck I got up there. If you want some coaching, I got other coaching programs up there, one-on-one coaching. I got the 2026 New Me coaching program. Go ahead and check out my link tree. I ain't got shit else to say. I could stay on here all night, but I'm not gonna do it. You understand me? We not listen. You buying that for your children's father? Let me listen. What? This book, let me tell you something. Even if you don't have a man to give this book to, if you have been in relationships with men who did not have fathers and you wonder why they did you the way they did, this book is going to answer a lot of questions for you. These men were not fathered. If you have a children with a man who's not being a father, this book is going to answer a lot of questions for you. I need you to see it from the other side. I need y'all to stop. I need y'all to start asking these men about their upbringing before you ask them how big their thing is. Start asking these men about their relationship with their fathers. Start asking these men about their relationship with their fathers before you start asking them how much money they make on their job. Start asking these men about their relationship with their mothers. Huh? If they was raised by a single mother or not before you ask them what kind of car he drive. Hello? Hmm? Because what you see in front of you might be a grown man, but it's still a little boy on the inside looking for a mother figure. And then you wonder why he act childish. You are dating a little boy with a job. And I don't mean that in a negative way. He has grown up to be a provider and a protector when nobody protected him. And he goes from woman to woman looking for the love that he should have got from his mother. He goes from woman to woman looking for the love that he should have got from his mother. He dates strong women because he was raised by a strong woman. He doesn't know how to be a father because nobody fathered him. Hmm? He's close to his best friend. Some of y'all be like, damn, why he always with his best friend? Every time his best friend is his best friend, that is he gay? No, he needs a daddy. And his best friend, 9 times out of 10, when a man, let me say this and say that, and I'm really gonna hang up. I'm for real, I'm hanging up. I'm not even gonna blow on y'all hoes or nothing. I'm just gonna hang up. Listen, 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 listen. If you don't do nothing else, go to girlfu.com and subscribe or go to my link tree. Anytime you have a man that is absurdly close with his best friend, no, he is not bisexual. No, he is not gay. 9 times out of 10, he did not grow up with his father, and he does not want to risk the close connection that he has. 9 times out of 10, when you got a man that's super close to another man, right? That other man had a father in his life. That other man, they might be the same fucking age, but that other man is teaching your man how to do certain shit. And he can't tell you that. He can't tell you that my best friend is my best friend, but he's fathering me as well. He can't tell you that. Huh? He can't tell you that. I remember sometimes I would date somebody. I don't have a lot of friends. A lot of people know me, but I don't have a lot of friends. So when I get that one friend that I could talk to, that one friend that I could kiki with and talk to them and ask them advice and talk to them about men without being judged. Um, okay, friend, can I let me get off the live? It's coming. If you just purchased the workshop, the email is coming. Let me get off the live. I'll send them out tonight. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I used to have a man that be like, damn, every time I turn around, you on the phone with this person, you on the phone with that person, right? Why you always on the phone with her? Damn, you ain't got no other friends. Every time I turn around, you on the phone with this person, that person, do, right? Every time I turn around, blah, 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 blah. You know why I'm on the phone with old girl and nobody else? Because I can't be on the phone with my mother like that. At 45 years old, I still want to be mothered. I still have a desire to have that mother figure. So yes, me and old girl are the same age, right? But she had a good relationship with her mother. She had a good relationship with her mother. Listen, she has a good relationship with her mother. So therefore, she uses some of the things that she's experienced. She's mothering me. She mothers me sometimes I need to be mothered. If I meet a new guy and I want to talk about it, I call her. I can't call my mother and talk about it. My mother don't want to hear that shit. Right? My mother hasn't had the best relationships with me and she don't want to hear that shit. So I have to call my friend and talk to her because she has a mother that she can go to so she understands why I'm coming to her. She's no longer my friend. Now she becomes my pseudo mother because I'm still that little girl who couldn't go and tell her mother about her first boyfriend. I'm still that little girl who couldn't go and talk to her mother. See, I don't see. Here's the deal. I can talk to my dad about stuff, my stepdad, and I'm only saying that for these. I can talk to him about things. So I don't have to have a man that I can go and talk to. Even when, listen. Let me get real deep. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm hanging up after this. I just realized something. I'm telling y'all, talking to y'all. Listen, talking to y'all, I be helping myself. Remember, I told y'all that it was for whatever reason I knew that my last relationship, my ex, that I don't know why I couldn't break up with him. I know I shouldn't have been there, but I could not leave. Right? I could not leave him alone. And I was like, y'all, he became my best friend. And yes, I did have a best friend who died when I was 12 years old, tragically. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm realizing it as I'm talking this through, another thing is when I was talking, when he and I was together, I didn't talk to my friends. When I was with him, I didn't talk to my friends a lot. I'd only talk to my friends when I wasn't in his presence. And I just realized it, like it just all clicked. He has an amazing relationship with his mother. He can talk to his mom about anything. I begin to have an amazing relationship with her. And because he has an amazing relationship with his mother, he is a natural. His mother is a nurturer. There's parts of him that still was nurturing me. And that's why it was hard for me to let him go because I could talk to him, right? I would talk, we would have our, relationship, that sexy talk, but I could also talk to him about other stuff that I probably want to talk to my mother about. And so in talking to him, because he had this relationship with his mother that he could talk to her about anything, and he then instilled that into his children, he actually was instilling that into me without him knowing. And I latched on to that because I had mommy issues. God damn. Woo, saw that too. I latched on to him because I had mommy issues. And I could talk to him. There was reasons why when I would break up with him and leave him alone, that is crazy. That shit, I just put that do 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 do. I just added that shit up. I just added that shit up. That's why I would feel a longing to talk to him, even when we was broken up, or I tell him I didn't want to deal with him no more because I understood the shit that he was doing wasn't healthy for me mentally or emotionally. It wasn't, or spiritually, it wasn't healthy. And I would stop talking to him. I would have a longing to talk to him. And I used to think that somehow I was spiritually addicted to him. But what it was, it's the same longing. Come on. I found my mother in him. It was the same longing that I had. The desire to deal with him was not just about him. It was about the desire to deal with my mother. And it wasn't until I forgave my mother for the things that I did not get. I realized who my mother was. That's when I was able to walk away from him as well. It's crazy because I stopped dealing with my mother in love, not out of anger. I stopped dealing with my mother out of love, when I decided to hang up the apron on trying to get her to be my mother and understand who she was as Vernita, I was able to let go of him because